I'll be here for the intros, and then I'm gonna
Good.
mix the drink.
Whoop. We gotta bring that bad boy back up. Hello and greetings and welcome to you, brave citizens of our new world. It's me, Toronto's greatest supervillain and evil genius, Dr. Terrawat. This is our Lair 4.0, where we're coming to you live once again. And once again, we're playing ourselves some of that sweet D&D 5th edition. Enjoying ourselves our way through the Chronicles of Autometh, now following once again the beloved A-Team as they make their way sort of south through the woods along the western mountains, trying to keep out of the way of any potential dangers. And of course, we're joined by our wonderful players that we have here. Going from the top of the list, of course, we've got returning to our game here, a Cassie D20 Love Chew playing our Banshee, Saise's Blue Leaf.
Whoa, it's me. Hey, everybody. Hope y'all are doing great. I'm doing great. I have tiramisu.
Oh man. Every time someone says tiramisu, I just think of that, like, what was it, McElroy song?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there is just a line where he just goes like, tiramisu, like in the song, and I'm just like, oh, it's good for him. He likes that. And of course, we've got ourselves coming in from another channel here. We got Spooty Poots playing our UNT Abomination, Envrail Alo.
Getting right in here, aren't we?
Gotta get right on the microphone. Gotta get right.
Gotta get right into the microphone.
We've been having some trouble getting Spoots' mic to pick up with any degree of success, and so we've now sort of degraded to this having to get in like real intimate with a microphone. And of course, we've got our number one kohai from our community here. We've got the Killing Chick, aka KC, playing our grung druid, little frog person named Floop.
Surface boss. Wow.
What a time to be alive. And of course, we've got Warden coming in playing our Thrycreen monk known as Keeper.
Blessings upon the Seven Keeper.
Hell yeah. And last, but certainly not least, the goblin of our party here, a one Zax Triar, the artificer, being played by Shaskar.
Gonna be so happy to argue with some dwarves.
Oh boy.
I'm actually really excited. So, when last we left our intrepid adventurers, they had made their way, deciding once they'd left the gates of Autometh, that instead of heading straight towards the ruins of Oron down in the wasteland, that they were instead going to cut west and try to make their way to the homeland of the Thrycreen bug person monk Keeper in their party, which is a large landmass that is just off the western coast of Immoron, known as the Living Mountains. A set of mountains known for being teeming with their people, as well as having a volcano on it, potentially, or at least that's what the map says. Making their way along, they came in contact with some of the Grey Orcs that did live still within the monstrous wastes. Some of them who were considering packing up and moving into Autometh proper, as some of the more wary tribes had been making their way in and reporting back that it is actually not a terrible place, nor a trap or some kind of crazy bullshit. And then making their way to the coast, hoping to find a ship that they could use, they found that the fishing village that exists on the coast of the continent was unfortunately not something that they could use to travel their way to such a place. That all the boats that they had were small fishing ships, and were not largely going to be used for traversing long-scale trips out at sea. However, they did come across, there is a Californian dwarf. They came across a specific dwarf.
Californian dwarf?
You just made a reference to that.
Yeah.
You sure did. Ah,
Yeah,
little
man.
friend.
The dwarves celebrated everywhere for their grumpiness. There is a Californian dwarf. Sorry, I can't
Oh my God.
resist. I've got so much energy. So they did come across a singular dwarf who was living on the coastline, who had been more or less exiled from his clan within the dwarven kingdom of Vrogakal, far to the south. In fact, he himself was once a bosun for the High Kingdom of the Dwarves, having at one point not only building ships, but worked as an engineer for the kingdom, and eventually developed a ship that was made entirely of metal that ran on fire and steam. The design, though, was largely considered to either be far too advanced, way too much trouble, or largely heretical, and was cast aside. Garrick, the dwarf that they had found, was given the opportunity to either give up his position and his invention or leave. So he chose exile and traveled north and now lives upon the coastline. The group that was trying to get their way back to the Living Mountains came across him and convinced him to not only travel with them, but to potentially get this group through Vrogakal and to either rent, buy, or commandeer a ship of some denomination from within the kingdom itself. Once that happened, then the group traveled south. After he got a whole bunch of his plate mail and other bullshit together, the team started heading south and made their way to the edge of the Great Forest. The Great Forest that separates the two lands.
Oh. I was going to say something funny about with the map, with the map up.
Oh, yeah? Do we want to go back to the map? Do you need back to the map?
Yeah, just for a second. Just for a second.
Okay, let me
yeah, just for a minute.
Zip. What's up?
Okay, so, I love whenever we ask about something, some place above ground, I guess, and outside the gates of Autometh. It's like, oh, what? How do we get over there? Oh, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go over there. It's cursed.
It's cursed.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, how about these mountains? Oh, there's cursed. Okay, what about Oron? It's cursed.
That's also cursed.
It's all cursed. And
To
the
be
Sunken
fair-
Kingdom is cursed.
To be fair, you are asking a dwarf
Everything's fucking cursed.
Yeah, everything that's not their cozy mountain kingdom is largely considered to be cursed or not worth the trouble. So everybody doesn't live in those places.
That's all.
And let me see if I can.
I was gonna say, I can't for some reason not see faces and things, and so there's just this aw dang it. now there's just a little rainbow over the trees. Never
Oops.
mind.
What happened? What did you do?
No, I was.
Did you
it was-
need back at the map? Did you
It's
back at the
just-
map? What's going on? What are you doing?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it just looks like there's just a very face right eating the fucking empire of Bravaldon. Yeah, there we go. Oh my goodness. This poor creature we've created.
Oh yeah, and the other towns are his ears.
And maybe he's got little feet here, and he's like a Kirby.
He's a very angry Kirby.
It's a big egg. It's like if Kirby absorbed Strong Mad.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
I should win! I should win it! God damn it, Strong Mad. And now to Strong Mad with sports.
Him perfect.
Kerbad.
Kerbad. Yes.
There we go.
When he
We did it.
absorbs Strong Mad, he becomes Kerbad.
Kerbad. Alright. That's
Oyo! Anyway.
Thank you for indulging me.
Of course. Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
I'm just gonna mix a drink quickly while we.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, go for it. I
You're right.
just need to find. There it is.
We created Kirby on crack.
Oh, hey, look, another
Actually, you know
little face.
Nope.
Oh, that one's come on in here.
Come on in here.
Jibbly 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 jibbly.
Oh, I found another one.
I also found another one.
Oh my goodness.
Going to be faces everywhere.
I mean, faces. Oh, that's a good one. That's a
That's the
really
one I
good
found.
one.
Yeah. Oh! Hey, how are your roots feeling today? Oh, they don't look so good.
I found another one.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
We'll never be alone in these woods because there are so many friendly faces around.
Quote unquote friendly.
yeah. What about the trees? What's the mood of the trees?
Oh!
Oh, and I found another one.
Oh yeah, no, that voice with that modulation specifically.
Oh, hey, there's
Aw.
finally a happy face. Hold
Where?
on.
Where'd you find
Found
one?
it.
Did you find one? Yeah. There he is. Oh, it's so small.
See?
Oh my gosh, it's so tiny.
Little. Oh yeah, look at that little happy face made out of mushrooms. Hello, and also hi to everybody who's in the chat as Warden's off getting himself a drink.
Oh, jeez.
We've got a lot of our returning people here. We got JJ the One, we got Rustain here, Rainer, Mr. Classic Magic, Kara the Volcano Shark, we got Claire, we got Mercenary Pen, we got everybody up in here. Come on in, get comfortable. Balthus, hello, and of course we got like Casey and a D20 Love in the chat as well. So thank you.
I
Yeah.
have returned.
Hello, good, yes. So, as you guys made your way into the woods itself, Vrail had cast a spell that allows for not only you guys to be much more difficult to track as you guys are moving through the brush, but also to that the plants and the brush and the bushes and the weeds and roots and shit like that will sort of bow and move out of the way. Almost as though nature itself bows to the whims of Vrail as they travel through the trees. I forgot how to erase my stuff. Oh, you just select it and press
Click the-
delete.
With the pointer button.
Yeah, use the pointer. I see you tried to select the selection thing. Here, let me help you out. Yeah, you
There we go.
click the pointer, select, and then hit the delete key, and it'll disappear.
There you go.
JJ the One says, unfortunate fact, I've never played D&D. Well, welcome aboard. Come on in, get comfy, sit down. We're playing a monster campaign where all of our characters are non-Empire approved people. We're having ourselves a good time. But yeah, as all the plants and whatnot bow out of the way and you guys make your way through the woods, sort of trudging along shortly behind Vrail is your new dwarven companion, Garrick Stonetooth. And he sort of like looks around and nods at everything and appears to be openly pleased about the fact that he doesn't have to struggle through nature itself as he's making his way through a forest that he hates. So that works out for everybody. Well, thank you, Mr. Classic Magic. I try my best. Yeah, so, and as you guys are traveling, you're sort of pointing out faces that you're seeing in the roots and in the trees and in the leaves and the way the sun cascades through them. From what you remember, specifically, Cyaces remembers these woods as being a bit more sinister the last time that she was here. That there was sort of a sickness or a curse that laid upon the forest that has been lifted through your actions within that temple of Umalaut far to the east. It seems that the restorative effects of routing out that temple seems to have spread even to this point, as much of the trees, while they do have a similar sort of stature and sort of grandness to them being very large, their roots reaching really far, there is just sort of a happier tone to the trees themselves as you guys move along.
Wait, what? No, the forest's cursed too.
It was.
It was.
And then we fixed it, so now it's not. Now it's just happy and has lots of faces.
Everything's fucking cursed.
Yeah.
So,
As you guys are traveling along, Garrick kind of like looks up at the trees and frowns and says,
Whoopsie.
Trees were a bit more, less forgiving last I came through here.
were they thorny?
Spooky, more the thing. You might mistake the roots for great sea creature appendages and the such. Awful business, that. Either way. Happy to see the woods looking better.
he descends into his usual grumbling.
Cyaces just kind of like is looking around and kind of nodding sort of contently. Like,
Keeper follows, of course, follows behind, staying mostly silent, but staying vigilant.
I keep an eye out for any of those patrols that we heard about.
Oh yeah.
Floop on her end is all over the goddamn place because surface moss.
Actually, yeah. Roll me a perception check. Actually, you know what? I'll do perception or survival. I'll let you choose between one or the other.
Okay,
Ooh.
Oh, damn, that's a 20. So you find just like a fucking 10-foot by 10-foot patch of pristine moss. It is gorgeous.
I run
What are you
towards it
doing?
without
have to
any
go.
hesitation.
No.
No, stop. No, stop. Come back.
Sciaces is keeping a close eye on Floop to make sure she doesn't get too far.
Keeper will also keep an eye on Floop just in case, like, a hawk descends or whatever.
Scree grabs her like
No.
And just writes, like, crosses her name off of a piece of paper.
Yeah, just scratch across. Not like this, not like this! He flies away. Oh. Well.
Yeah,
And of course,
I'll just
Floop,
keep an eye around. You know.
Floop is gonna harvest a bunch of it, and she's gonna put it in a pouch and write where she found it, so she can explain it to Floop, Floosh, and Rouge when she comes back that she found surface moss.
Yeah. How much of it do you gather?
I would gather some for the brothers and the lady that sells moss in the village because I'm pretty sure she would like to have some variety.
People, for the love of God, donate me the new recti.
Oh my god, thank you, Palanthir, so much for your donation. Oh, jam, son. Yeah, we're coming up to the end of the month here. We're 20% away from our goal. Thank you so much for your donation. Let me give you a little. Hell yeah, let's get some little. Thank you so much. Oh, that was wonderful. Oh my gosh.
Planthier, the goat.
The goat. There he is. Here's a good. Here's a goat. Thank you. Oh my god. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh man. Oh, we really gotta. I gotta look over some of the stuff here so we can maybe get Plant here some give back here because he's been doing a really good job of keeping us all together over at Evil Incorporated, keeping the lights on more or less. Here we go. Let's try that. Okay. Maybe not. Yeah. So, as you guys are traveling through the woods, is there anything else that you guys wanted to get up to? Any other things you wanted to try?
As we're traveling, Zax is going to address the dwarf. So hey, your boat. What exactly did they not like about it? Like it said it doesn't go like goes against tradition or something.
Ah, well, more or less, sort of a doughy business that. The Forge Masters are Grungron. They're sort of particular what comes out of the engineering college in our kingdom.
No, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. Like, do they not want progress?
They do, but they don't want progress like some do. Progressing too fast or without the right kind of scrutiny can lead to bad things. Too many dead. Or delving into things that are not meant to be delved in. That said, I thought a boat made of metal that ran on fire and steam would be the sort of thing that we'd enjoy, less having to lean upon the Watelgi and their wood.
Well, here's a thought. Like, hey, I'm asking because I don't know. Did they have any kind of like wiggle room with that? Like, were they willing to see if like there could be a proof of concept or something?
It was hard for them to wrap their minds around metal that could float without the use of magic. Don't get me wrong, there's a wizard's college within Vargakal, but, you know, Dawi wizards are a particular sort, and he grumbles a little bit at the mention. And then he goes, as it is, we could go and try it out, but we've got more than a few things that run on steam.
And he uses a thumb and he points to the large clunking backpack that's on the back of him as he marches along with you through the woods.
So we have a little bit of a proof of concept for some of it, but they wouldn't allow it to progress further?
Not in that direction. They thought we might lose too many Dawi lives at sea. Dwarves are not one for sailing as it is. And I thought, why not remove sails from the occasion? You don't have to get wood, you don't have to worry about which direction the wind is going, etc. They wouldn't have it. They told me to give up my designs, and I wouldn't.
Would a metal hull not be more resistant to the weathering and dangers of jagged rocks or potentially creatures than wood would be?
It would. You're correct, Mr. Bugman. It would.
Bugman.
Well, here's a question then. Would your designs be able to be put up for compromise, like meeting them halfway, like start out small, having a ship with both sails as well as also being run on like steam and fire?
Aye. One would imagine. Keeping the ship from rusting is one thing, but they've got metal pegs they use to build the ships anyways. It just takes a bit of tar and oil in the right places, really. They get all fussy about it. If you ask me, I think the head of the Engineers Guild just wanted my design so he could take credit for him himself when he presented it to the High King. And I wouldn't
We're
have
walking and
that.
talking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if protection from the elements and resistant to rust is a concern of yours, there is a technique that my people use to protect our more valuable artifacts and scrolls from long-term wear.
Really?
My people, we live in a cave. It is very, how do you say, moist and damp down there.
It's very moist.
The moisture in the air is thick where we live, and we possess many scrolls, many valuable artifacts from of my people, passed down from generation to generation. We maintain them using a sort of clear covering that we derive from the shelled insects that dwell in the cave. It's light, it's easy to work with, and comes in abundant supply. The insects reproduce at an alarming rate, allowing them to be cultivated if one possesses the proper facilities.
And you make
for
them
it.
into a paste, is that it?
There is a bit more to it than that, but the insects also have many other uses, and they are quite tasty. They have a nice, satisfying crunch.
He shakes his head a little bit at that, and his beard and jowls sort of flap back and forth.
Eating bugs.
We just use wax.
Yeah.
I see, now wax, that makes sense. I just never managed to get the ship into the water, so it's hard to tell how it would do. And if wax would be able to, keep bits of it from coming apart. And wax,
You
while
need
it is
a
a
hell of a
waterproof
lot of
thing,
wax.
you'd need a lot of it, and also it might chip off the ship if you were to hit something not water.
My people aren't exactly seafarers, so we haven't
Are they
many,
not?
Shipwrights. No.
Hmm.
But we'd use wax to waterproof or seal things that needed it.
Hmm. Aye. On a smaller scale, I think that might work.
And he sort of, as he's walking, kind of strokes his beard a little bit with one of his big gauntlets.
Many ideas. Many ideas.
Hmm. And he sort of turns abruptly towards Cyaces and goes,
So what's with you? You breathe?
I suppose I don't.
and he like sort of like points his index finger at like one of your legs and the hem of your dress, and then stops about 5 or 6 inches away from you, and then looks up and goes,
Permission to poke you once.
I keep an eye on him.
Sure.
Yeah, I wanna figure out why. I wanna figure out
and
why.
he just,
So Cyaces just holds out like one of her hands, essentially.
Then he like nods at you to double check, and he's just like, "Is it right if I look?"
I'm giving him insight.
At what specifically?
Your hand. I just want to
Yeah.
look at it closer.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
and
Go right ahead.
so like with an insight of 19, you can tell that he's legitimately curious. You're not terribly familiar with like dwarven body language, but from what you can tell, he's almost, you would imagine, physically allergic to being dishonest or like talking around something. So he just like, you know, he's just like, so I'm walking next to a ghost, and now he's just like, I've known you for more than an afternoon. I would like to inspect this person, please. Like,
Yeah.
as he's curious. He's an engineer.
Right, but
like,
I'm-
you can.
Yeah, he's. I get that he's curious, but what about? Like, why?
It appears
is
to
he
be a
about
professional
try and poke him?
curiosity, more or less to see the material she's made of.
Okay.
And he sort of like places his palm behind your hand to sort of like hold it, and reaches up to his head, and sort of tapping on the side of his helmet, a lens pops down from inside the helmet over one of his eyes, and he sort of gives a closer look to the hand.
That's neat.
Give him the old stare down myself.
Yeah, and he, using his other hand, then like gently holds your hand with both of his hands, and he sort of turns it over one side and turns it back, and sort of like rubs your pinky between his index and his thumb very gently.
Interesting. So what's this you're made of, then? You don't breathe, I can see. I can almost see through you.
Yep. Yes.
Are you dead?
Does he say like?
Yes. Or yeah. What was once dead. Yes. And I'm now, I suppose,
He
not exactly alive.
he almost immediately releases your hand, but not from what appears to be fear or disgust, but more from like reverence and sudden realization of his actions perhaps being disrespectful. He offers you a small bow and beams up at you with a big smile. You can see, obviously, one or two of his teeth have been replaced with what appears to be almost masterfully crafted stones that have been sort of inlaid, and there's like a little golden ring around one of them. He goes,
So you're an ancestor, then? To your people, do they worship you?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I don't know that they know I exist.
Well, he don't know you exist.
Well, yes.
Well, whatever misfortune comes their way, they deserve no less. Not paying any attention to
That's
them.
kind of the plan.
Keeper kind of at the mention as Garrick mentions like kind of his ancestors, Keeper's antenna kind of perk up and he listens in intently.
We don't have gods. We have our ancestors who we worship and listen to their wisdoms and things. There's a strangeness that other races don't do the same, but other races are not as are not as wise as we Dowie.
He like nods to himself.
It seems, Keeper perks up. It seems as if your people and mine might have more in common than initially expected.
It's funny you mentioned that. Have you ever met a dwarf before?
He says to Keeper.
I don't know. Have I? Like,
I
No.
tell him.
Having grown up in the kingdom, this is the first dwarf you've ever met.
Well, I don't know. There may have been dwarves like at the monastery or whatever, right? Even if they wouldn't have been welcome other places, the monastery would have welcomed them in if they'd proven themselves. So
You do believe that that's absolutely the case, but of
But there
all
just
of
hasn't
the races that you've met, the few that have been accepted in, it's always ever only been people that have grown up in the kingdom. Like humans
okay.
and dwarves have never really been seen inside the kingdom, with the exception of like the one new person who was brought in by the B team.
okay, just out of curiosity, because that's a bit of like
Yeah.
information that I don't know if I had or not.
Has he?
Okay.
Like,
This-
yeah,
this-
I don't know.
but this is good. But this is good to know.
Yeah.
I do know. I do not believe I have ever come across one of your people before.
That's a pity. Do you drink?
Oh, Keeper's antenna perked up. Oh boy, do we ever?
So there is a bit of truth to the legend. There's a story that is told many years ago of a particular dwarf, one of us, who made their way over to this living mountains, this cursed land of yours. When he returned, he brought back secrets to make ale you'd never know. Ale you've never drank before. Sad when he died, he never passed it on.
Floop just perks her head up and looks at Keeper and says, "Oh, that sounds like he would like to try some Screech, no?"
Keeper, like as Floop was saying, that Keeper was already like moving his hand to his little
It's like,
drinking
you
gourd.
gotta try this. Yeah.
I do not know about ale, but my people do produce this.
And you-
We call it glurk.
Clerk.
Vrail holds
I
up
love
her
this.
hand a second and says, "I don't think it's a very good idea to drink that while we're out here, probably going to have to fight other people."
I must say I'm impressed with the amount of sense you show. I agree, and I am thankful that you have offered to me a drink, but we may not drink while we travel, only when we've made camp.
It is a concoction that is very potent. In case you would like to intake some of it with your face holes, the ones above your mouth, nose, smell, that's the one.
He gives you like a little smile.
Like-
Very gently, he cups the gourd in his hands and then gives it a little bit of a sniff over top of the edge, and he goes, "Ooh!" You almost see his mustache stick out a little bit, and he goes,
Well, I'll tell you, it's no Bugman's ale, but it's good.
and he hands it back to you.
Bugman's ale?
Ah,
Oh.
well, when the Dowie
They're
came back from the
legendary
island, making ale from the secrets he'd apparently learned from your people, he went on and on about the Bugman that he found out there. So, Joseph Bugman, they called him. And
This
he's-
is all. This is all very fascinating.
Doc,
this
no.
is parts of my.
I'm so anyone who gets Warhammer lore, like,
I wish I did.
in Warhammer lore, there is a guy that makes like the world's best beer, named Joseph Bugman. And I was like, this is a fun little reference that I'm gonna make. That like, yeah, the dwarves made their way over there at some point. And eventually, I guess one of them made their way back with secrets on how to make like some amazing ale. And they just called him Joseph Bugman. And Bugman's ale is considered to be largely legendary, and there's casks of it. At least in Warhammer, there's like a massive supply of this ale that he made before he died. that is
Funnily
like the
enough.
best stuff made.
That's not the reference that I thought you were making.
Oh,
I thought that this dwarf was going to have a star tattoo on his shoulder after having met these bugmen and.
oh yeah.
you know,
Okay.
just-
Okay.
In
I see.
reference also to
Yeah.
Keeper.
Yes.
It's
It's a motherfucking JoJo reference.
Is that motherfucking?
Is that a motherfucking JoJo reference? Like, yeah, no, don't worry.
We
I
already
am-
got multiple stand carriers in this party.
I am fascinated to learn more. This is an aspect of my people's history that I have not heard before and is not recorded in our secrets.
He nods at you and goes,
Perhaps some point soon we can sit and talk as we enjoy your, what do you call this?
We call it Glurk, though I
Glurk.
believe the rest of the people call it Screech.
Screech.
Yeah, because the first time you drink it, you want to screech.
and he kind of like he gives a nod and goes, well, we'll just see about that. and then continues on.
And it's why I suggested against drinking it on the walk.
Ah,
Yes, as we make once we make camp, we will enjoy exchanging stories and enjoying drinks.
aye. Very well. And he sort of like continues trudging along behind Vrail.
Beards and belts, let's go.
Vrail is in full, like, large abomination form.
Bimg Snakeums.
Bing.
Bigum snagums.
Bimg Snakeums.
She Lorge.
Lord.
Most danger noodle.
Extreme danger noodle.
Extreme danger noodle.
The danger noodle who will have to let herself get healed by kisses and cuddles from a butterfly.
All right. As the day passes, are you guys looking out for anything else as you go along? I know that passively Vrail was going to be looking for anything that you guys might find in the woods that might be on Shaman's list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's a
Keeper,
good idea.
Keeper will also be keeping an eye out for stuff on Shaman's list.
Same for Floop, but she's gonna use mostly her survival capacity to find anything that is organic and plant style.
All right.
Caterpillar.
Well, I know that passively Vrail has like a 20 in perception. But if anybody else would also like to search, you can either perform the help action, or you can just. Well, I mean, it's passive at 20, so you can roll either perception or survival. I'll let you guys, whoever wants to help.
I have a passive perception of 17.
That's pretty damn good, too.
I'm gonna try
mine's
survival.
15.
Zax will take his time while riding on his little mecha spider mount. Do some upkeep on some of his magical items that he's made.
I think Siace's probably, like, even though the forest seems pretty calm right now, and you know, very very notably, we'd gotten rid of the curse that was in here previously. She's probably still on some level of alert, and is probably just kind of keeping her eyes open for any kind of danger.
Yeah. As you guys are moving, oh yeah, if you want to actively do it, you can, or you can just tell me you're passive, and we'll take that.
Yeah. So my passive wisdom. Hang on, passive. Oh, perception. Oh, it's both. Haha, 15. It's 15.
All right, and Keeper's at passive 17. Floop actively searching at 17, and Vrail at 20 passively, and
Nothing sneaking up on.
nobody. And what about Zax?
Zax is not paying attention to his surroundings. He's letting his mount follow the group while he works on magic items.
Nice. Yeah, and the thing that you have is just like it. The mount happily follows along.
And we aren't being particularly stealthy either.
No. But as you guys are looking around through the woods, you do find a few things. You do find some shedded snakeskin, Vrail. You do find some shedded snakeskin, and you also find an adder that is dead. It appears as though its head was slashed off with a blade.
I find this, or we all find this?
You find that. Some of the other party, Floop, as you're looking around, you find a newt. A newt. In like a little pool of water as you're walking along. You see a newt, and you also see just a little bit of witchwood growing from the ground.
She's gonna grab them and like reach for the newt and catch it. Aren't you a cute little guy? In the bag you go.
I'm going to. I'd like to investigate around the adder's corpse before touching it, and like see what possibly could have, like, what or whom could have possibly done this.
Absolutely, roll me an investigation. And Keeper, you found yourself some grasshoppers and a caterpillar cocoon.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
13.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2 caterpillar cocoons.
2 caterpillar cocoons and how many grasshoppers?
3 grasshoppers.
3 whole grasshoppers, each one with 2 legs, so 6 legs total.
Yep.
Okay. As Keeper finds like snatches the grasshoppers out of the air with his lightning quick reflexes,
Nice.
He reaches up and removes his mask, exposing his face and, more importantly, his mouth parts. He holds the grasshoppers one by one up to his face as his mouth parts kind of
And then we fade
disengage.
to black on that.
Is he going to munch up those grasshoppers?
And he just munches up the grasshoppers, leaving the legs
Nice.
as untouched as possible. His many mouth parts slowly disassembling the grasshoppers individually like machinery.
Jeez.
Yeah, if you've ever watched a video of like an up close video of a praying mantis eating something,
Oh, yeah.
it is a nightmare. Oh, I
Yep.
usually don't have any problem watching an animal eat an animal, but a mantis eating is a nightmare.
Oh, thank you.
Big no
So-
on that one. Good, sir. Big no.
2 caterpillar cocoons, then? You said?
And 2 caterpillar cocoons. That's right.
Wonderful. Boop.
That's a straight 13 investigation. I have a +0 in investigation.
Straight 13. Looking around, it appears as though someone was traveling through this area, and the adder came upon them, and they slashed at it to stop them from having to tangle with the snake. And now the snake is dead. You can see like where the slash was made. The slash cuts into a bit of the dirt underneath it, so it was like made from above very quickly. And you see, at the very least, in the softer dirt near where the snake was, you see some footprints. But that's about it.
Do I see any other snakes around? Now I'm actually going to keep an eye out for snakes as well.
Well, yeah. From where you are right now, no. But if you want to keep an eye out just for snakes in general, I will.
I would like that to add that to the list.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of snake parts on the list, so if you see like a whole ass snake, then like that'll be there. I'll be like, you
Right.
find a whole
Well,
ass
then-
snake.
I will take the corpse of the adder and the snake skin.
And you have the head of an adder as well.
I also have the head of an adder. Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Because it seems like when they cut the head off of it, they just left it all there.
Yeah, it was just there. Yeah.
For shame.
And yeah, Tomberry, if you need to take a step out, let me know.
I look to the group and I say, there were people through here. Does anybody need snake parts? Was this part of Shaman's list of things?
I mean, we need several snake parts, and your single snakes can basically write it all off.
The list is quite long.
The first thing I notice actually right on the list is adder stomach.
Do we have a written list in
Yes.
within it? May I
Yes.
see it?
In the journal on the side.
No. My character is asking the party
Oh.
while I stare at this list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cyaces hands her copy over.
Okay. And okay. Stomach.
Oh, dried newt eyes.
Yeah, I found a newt. Until I need to dry him for his eyes, his name will be Newbert.
Oh.
Newbert. You've named him.
Well,
now you're not gonna be able to kill him for his
Now he's a pet. The moment you give him a name, now he is a pet.
Oh dear.
I'm going. Okay, so I look over the list and I see all of like the various pieces of snake that, like are on the list because there's at least 3 that I can see here. And then I give the list back to Sices, and then I wrap the skin and the corpse into like a cloth and then put it away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, and I will put that in my inventory. I'll have to keep in mind that he wants snake skin.
Mm-hmm.
And decide whether or not I should try and sell him mine.
Ah.
Your own skin.
He can give you a major discount on that sword you wanted to have.
He didn't sell the sword.
Didn't
sold
he say that
enchantment
he was
for a sword? And
Yeah.
That's
I
the
should
sword
buy
he
the
could do.
sword from another shop.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Things to keep in mind.
As the day passes, and you guys are looking for stuff, eventually it passes into the evening, and you guys end up making yourselves some camp. You guys set up someplace? Do you set up a fire?
are we close some like creek or water or something?
Yeah, if you want. There's lots of like small creeks and lakes and little brooks and stuff like that that run through the trees in the woods here. If you wanted to stop by a small pool of water or something like that to make camp, that wouldn't be very hard to find.
I would like that because I can survive with my bucket, but it's kind of crampy.
A little bit. But yeah, you find like a nice pool of water at the end of the thing. As you guys are sort of like, choosing a space to get yourselves set up on, eventually Garrick walks up and points down at a particular like spot and goes, "Is this where we're camping?"
Do you have another idea?
No, I'm just gonna make a fire.
I like motion for him to go ahead.
And he nods and trundles off into the woods a little bit. Starts, picking up deadfall and things from the ground.
Is it safe to do so here?
Safer to do so than to not. I don't generate my own heat.
But yeah, after a short amount of time, he comes back with his arms filled with varying sizes of sticks and logs and things, and drops them in a pile on the ground, and immediately gets to work moving some stones around and setting up like a little fireplace about 5 or 10 feet or so from the edge of the water.
Zax will climb down off of his spider mount and assist with it. He will also, as soon as the fire is prepped to be started, he will use prestidigitation to actually start the fire.
Ooh. Yeah, so after you get all of the, after he gets, the rocks in a circle and he puts in the kindling and sort of, makes a little mountain out of wood on top of it, you see he reaches around to his back and sort of a piece of the backpack detaches, and he brings it over and points it at the fire. But then you start a fire with prestidigitation, and he goes,
Yes. That also works.
he gives it a nod.
I find it a lot easier than a tinder box.
I will. To each their own.
And he starts taking off some of his equipment, detaching the large backpack from him, as it's not necessarily attached by straps so much as it attached by like hooks and clamps and things that directly moors itself to the plate mail that he's wearing. He undoes a few of the latches and sits down, and it clunks onto the ground about 2 or 3 inches away, and then he like turns it over and starts fussing with it a little bit.
I put up my packed up tent.
Ah,
if
yes.
anybody wants it, use it. Put it up.
If anyone else
Which is basically Vril not admitting that she cannot do it, so Floop will help.
Yeah, Vrail refuses to admit out loud that she has trouble putting up this tent and requests that someone else do this. So you get your hands. God, you could swear there weren't this many poles last time. Like turning this over, trying to set this up. God.
Is there any way that I might be able to assist?
I coil myself up near the fire.
You may either perform the help action, which allows Floop to re-roll with advantage, or you may just roll survival on your own to see if you can't take lead on erecting the tent.
I'm gonna do a help action.
All right, cool. Floop, roll it again. 14. So after a little bit, you guys like working together. Like, no, I think it goes there. Like, no. I think that's a bottom pole. You guys do eventually sort of get it figured out and get the whole of the tent erected properly. It now stands sturdy and true there on the shore of the lake, just a short ways away from the fire.
Zax will double check it just to make sure it's not going to topple over in the night sometime.
Roll me an investigation. Yeah. 14. Yeah, it'll hold. Like if nobody fucks with it, like it'll be fine. Like you don't.
Zax gives it a cursory nod. He's not gonna like start shaking it or anything to see how stable it is. But he'll give it a nod of approval.
Like you think, like it's good. Okay, Keeper's gonna be AFK for a second. You see, Garrick is now like sort of like sitting on his butt with his feet sticking out, and he's got between his legs his backpack sort of on the ground, and he's futzing about with gears and stuff, using some tools that seem to come out of the backpack itself, and grumbling to himself on occasion. I was about to ask what Keeper's up to, but he has stepped away, so we will go to Zax. Zax, what are you up to?
I will take off my backpack and get myself comfortable by the fire. I'll stow my backpack as well as everything, even the important things in my backpack in the spider mount, and give it a pat on the side and say, take a rest, but keep an eye out, just because, my backpack's in you now.
It happily chirps at you, and then sort of like folds its legs in under itself and then sits down, sort of like you see frogs do on occasion. It just kind of like folds its little hands in front of itself, and sort of like nuzzles into the ground a bit.
Actually, you might see a perfect mirror image because Floop is exactly laying like this with her arms and legs tucked inwards while she is resting on the lily pad.
Are you resting on a lily pad in the water?
Yeah.
Thankfully, though, in the woods this large, there are definitely lily pads large enough to accommodate your size. As a matter of fact, there's lily pads large enough to accommodate someone maybe several times your size, maybe even a medium-sized grung, like someone who's very big amongst your people could probably sit on one of these things. You think it's hard to tell, but they're very big, certainly bigger than anything you've seen back at home. This is nice. You sit with your little feet and hands folded up under you.
Yeah, with a happy frog face.
From my seat at the fire, I'd like to give the place kind of like a look around, just like scan the area and do one of these. do one of these.
Ooh. Yeah, the presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor. With divine sense, the power of good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of celestials, fiends, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the type of them, of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. So, like, for example, you can be like, this is this is an undead, but you wouldn't know that it's the vampire count Strahd von Zarovich, for instance. Within the same radius, you can also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell. Opening up your senses in this way, you do sense your compatriots, specifically Saices, registers on your senses as being undead. Reaching out further, you're not sensing a whole lot, but you do get that the forest that you guys are sitting in at one point was desecrated. And you get this sense from every direction around you that it was desecrated previously, but now that there is a mild to light consecration that sits upon the woods.
Okay.
The keeper's back.
Yeah, so Keeper, what are you
that's all I
doing
do.
kicking around the fire?
Hear a lot of typing. Keeper.
Yeah, sorry, what?
What are you doing sitting around the fire?
Keeper will meditate calmly, since I doesn't need to sleep. He will find some time to meditate. He will also try and find some time to like run through his exercises and his martial arts kata. And then when if we have time, Garrett, he would like to sit around the fire and drink with Garrett and exchange stories.
Yeah, that's this part.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Before
that's
the-
this part here.
before The long rest part.
But yeah, you see as you approach Garrick, he's still sort of like fussing with his pack before as you approach, he's sort of like tightens up something and then puts his tool back inside the pack, sort of fitting into a position on it. And as you offer him the drink, he goes, good. And he gives it another little sniff before he takes a small, like a tiny sip from it. And he does that thing, he aerates it on his mouth a little bit first before, raising his eyebrows and going,
All right.
And he takes a small swig of it and manages to swallow it before coughing. And you can see the whole of his beard almost stands on end before returning to its usual shape. And he goes, "Ooh, my God."
Well,
I gotta
what do
tell
you
you,
think?
this is quite good.
This pleases me.
It pleases me too. I'll not
This is
drink any more. It doesn't look like you've got too much with you.
And he hands you back the gourd, and he goes,
You honor me by sharing with me your booze.
Floop just opens an eye and looks at Keeper, and she just says, "Well, I mean, you could brew some more. It's not like you don't have access to a grung."
Indeed. Though I do not possess much, the grung is right. I am proficient in brewing myself, and can brew more if necessary.
You swear you could see like a twinkle in his eye when you say this. And he goes,
Aye. Well, I'll tell you what. If you make more, I'll buy it off you fair and square.
This is amenable.
he gives you an eerily serious look. When you say this, he looks you dead in the fucking eye and goes, "I'll remember this."
The dwarves will remember this.
The dwarves will remember this. And then he gives an approving nod. The dwarves will remember this. Yes, that's right.
Well, I mean, probably at the village, you could have access to brewing equipment, and basically can just scrape off my poison to brew it. So.
Yes.
That is true. Mercenary actually makes a good point. That the dwarf did say "my god," but he did explain that they don't necessarily have gods. The ancestor gods that they worship are like the spirits of the old, that are their sort of stand-in for gods, and they still sort of use the same phraseology.
Well, not only that, but he's probably speaking common right now and not dwarven. So
Yeah.
my god is probably
they
just
might-
the most direct translation they have
Yeah.
to the dwarven like exclamation of the ancestors. This is just how he knows to translate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's making his best attempts at common speech. But yes, he gives you an approving, stern nod. Before giving his head a little shake and then going back to fussing with his pack a little bit. At one point, one of the compartments opens up on the side and a little block of colorless material comes out, which he picks and then crams in his mouth and immediately starts crunching on it.
The fuck was that? I think to myself and try and figure out what it was.
Roll me either perception or there's another one, I think. I'm gonna say perception. Insight? That's it.
Perception though?
Yeah, perception or insight. You know what? For like a 24 perception. It appeared to be some kind of ration dispenser. You hear like some clicks and whirs occasionally as like a gear or two turns on his pack as he plays with it, and the small chimney that's on the side, a bit of smoke will occasionally waft out of it as he continues going.
I was more trying to decipher what it was he ate.
Seemed to be some kind of ration. It was sort of like a small rectangular block of colorless material, so like an off-white, and it made a bit of a crunch, so it might have been a biscuit of some kind.
He crunch.
He's getting a little crunch,
Dried
little
lasagna
crumbs
noodle.
come out of his
Got
beard
it.
and mustache as he eats it. And little crumbs come out.
We've got something like that, only it creates an oatmeal muffin.
He looks up and he squints
blueberry
at you.
oatmeal muffin.
He gives you a squint. He goes, "What do you mean?"
Saya sees, like, you see, like, her eyes light up, and she's like, here, watch. And she pulls the muffin box out, and she loads it up, and she sets it down on, like, a nearby log and presses the button.
You pressing the button, you hear like the usual like chugga 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 ding, and then it opens and there's like a waft of deliciously smelling steam, just like comes out of it, and it opens and delivers out a little blueberry muffin.
And
Yeah,
it's oatmeal blueberry.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oatmeal. Wait, it was oatmeal raisin. That was it. It was
Oatmeal raisin,
Oatmeal raisin
Yeah.
muffin.
I thought it
Comes
was
out.
blueberry the whole time.
Garrick is sitting there. His eyes widen and his mouth drops open.
Sisis takes the muffin out and offers it to him.
He like quickly like gets to his feet and like trudges over swiftly to where you are. His foot falls heavy and he sort of like gets up close to and doesn't touch the muffin as you're holding it out. Gives it a sniff and then like looks at it again, sort of taps that little area on the side of his helmet, and the little lens pops down, and he gives it a closer look, and he goes, "This is food.
Yes,
There's a muffin.
this is a muffin. Yes."
How'd you make the oven so small?
And he like kind of like gazes down at the now open muffin box with the large button on it.
The box itself was made by my mentor back in back where we came from.
It's a magical
that's right.
construct that we purchased.
So an engineer made this.
He prefers to be called an artificer.
The Groby have artificers.
Yes, I'm an artificer.
He looks at you like he doesn't believe you.
Grail looks between the dwarf, Zax, and the machine Zax rode in on.
Yeah, no,
Zach-
you had a
Zach's
mechanical
also-
mount that he's still very curious about, but he's like, you didn't build you didn't build shit. You're a fucking goblin. No, I don't buy. And he goes,
Zach's
How very dare you?
Zach also gives, while he's narrowing his eyes at Zax kind of gives him a wave, and his homunculus, which is that arm that's attached to his shoulders, also kind of springs to life and gives it a wave of its own.
he like, no, like walks over closer to have a look at it. Still the lens poking out of his helmet. He like gives it sort of a gander and goes,
I see. All right, no, I see. You've mixed engineering with magic. That's
That's
clever.
what I said.
Yeah, that's what a lot of artificing is the combination of both mechanical and magic.
That's interesting. Back in our kingdom, the engineering and magic are very separate groups of people. Not that they can't be used together, mind you, just that they very much don't get along.
That's unfortunate.
I've always thought it a bit silly, to be honest, but the engineering quarter is usually very specific in trying to get things made and proved and whatnot without the use of magic. They think it's a crutch, whereas magic thinks themselves typically above the use of machinery, with all their finger waggling and their sparkles and such. This, though, appears to be a marrying of both those things.
It very much is. Though I'm able to make like things that don't rely on magic as well. Like I make little things at the moment, but that's just because I've got little things to make things out of right now.
This is fascinating.
and then he turns his attention back to the box and goes,
And this is your kind of artificing.
That was made by Par, my mentor. But that kind of thing, yeah, that's the kind of thing that I aspire to do.
Your mentor, Par. He's your artificing master.
Yeah.
What kind of grobby is he?
Well, he's not a grub. He's pretty big, barely fits in the shop.
But, sorry, he shakes his head. Not grub. Goblin, greenskin.
Oh, he's not. He's a big rock troll.
He just freezes, and then he points at the box and goes, "You're telling me a rock troll made this?"
Oh yeah.
This.
Grail rolls her eyes.
And he, strokes his beard and goes, "Now we gotta get out more."
He almost made that, and Zax points to the spider mount.
He sort of looks a bit closer to the little box and sniffs at the muffin a little bit if it's still being held out.
It is.
He goes,
I would like to purchase this muffin.
Oh,
very officially.
you do not need to purchase the muffin. I'm offering it freely to you. You may have it.
You offer me this muffin freely.
Yes.
And he gingerly picks the muffin up off your hand, and then again gives you a really fucking stern look in the eyes and goes, "I'll remember that." Gives you a very stern, approving nod, and then walks back over, very gently places the muffin on top of his pack, before walking back over to where Zax's mount is, stroking his beard, kind of giving it a look over. The dwarf will remember this. You're slowly getting an impression that their society is very much built on doing things for one another, and your behavior and actions almost purely. Yeah. So he examines over the mount. The mount being a bit sheepish and shy as he looks at it closely, but he's very specific not to touch it without permission. And it's sort of the mount is a bit nervous.
He goes, "This is good craftsmanship. I have to hand him that."
It can climb up things too, and across ceilings, which was a little bit alarming at first.
Aye. I mean, looking down at its feet, does it look like it could do that? And it carries you then, eh?
Pretty easily. It carried. Did you not see me? I was in it the entire time we were walking this way.
Aye. Does it have any weapons?
No. It's not built for that.
Aye. So it's a mule then.
A little bit, but it's still a living thing.
Aye. Aye, it is. And he gives it a bit of a nod. What's his name?
We haven't really given it one. Par didn't have one for it. I've just been.
How long have you been traveling with your mule? You've not named it.
When you talk to people directly, sometimes names kind of get muddled.
He shakes his head, shameful. Looks back at the mountain and goes,
"What would you like your name to be?"
He turns back to you. What'd it say?
I don't know. I don't unfortunately speak the kind of language that it does.
So Cyaces kind of perks up and she says, "Oh, I have an idea. Why don't we suggest it names and see which one he likes best?"
All right.
And he like
I'm fine with that.
nods.
Are you fine with that? And he addressing the Spider-Man.
It nods.
Okay.
This is so cute. I love this. I'm so happy right now.
Yeah, Mr. Classic Magic. Actually, he's a rock troll. Long pause. You shitting me?
Bullshit.
Yeah. So then you see, he sort of sits down in front of the mountain, sort of tugs on his beard as he's thinking.
Crank.
No, it doesn't like that. No.
Whenever it's tried to talk, the only thing I have in mind is beep.
Beep.
How about Sparks?
Sparks.
How about Scuttles?
Scuttles. It kind of shifts back and forth in its feet a little bit.
Frail shrugs.
Yeah.
Cyaces offers up Percival or Percy.
Percival, eh? Well, whatever this thing is, it's made of a fine azul. Good metal. What about Azul? Is that a good name? Yeah, not really. Okay.
What about Metal 1? Metal, I realize now that I am not great at coming up with names.
Yeah. It did just dawn on you that every one of your people is named the same thing outside of your monastery.
Yeah, Keeper kind of really kind of goes back to what he was doing.
Really excited about something for a second, then it was like, wait, no.
What if we call it?
Well, he saw everybody else doing something. He's like, I want to be a part of this. Hey. Oh wait, no, I'm not good at this.
Metal 1 in the Khazalid, in the dwarven tongue, would be Azaloon. What do you think of that?
And he sort of turns his head over to Zax.
Azaloon? What do you think?
I think that it doesn't quite roll off the tongue very well. But
We call him Azzy.
that's true.
Azzy. What do we think of that?
It seems to chirp at that.
Floop just pokes her head out and says, "How about Cogwheel?"
Cogwheel.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said something else.
No.
And I was
Go
like,
ahead.
that's mean. What do you have
Oh
against
dear
me?
me.
How about
Cogwheel, eh?
Alexander?
What about... What about Azzy Cogwheel? First and last. Seems to like that. What do you think, How's everyone else feeling about this?
I'm good with Azzy. I probably won't forget everything else.
I guess Alexander's too important of a name.
It's a very fancy name.
It is indeed.
Keeper is off punching a tree, so he doesn't have anything. He just continues doing
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go hit stuff instead of naming things. Because this is
yeah, basically.
Floop just nods very rapidly because she's happy that her idea stuck.
Azul Azzy Cogwheel.
The Gobwalker.
The
Gobwalker.
Gobwalker.
Because it walks the
Well,
gob
I'm
around.
sure that it's not only gonna carry me.
as he bops up and down.
Yeah, but that's what it does.
Seems very happy with this.
Right then,
I'm gonna call it the Gobwalker. I don't care.
let's just be about this.
And he fucking like stands very officially in front of it and motions for Zax to come closer and stand with him.
Zex does.
And he sort of like grasps you by the shoulders and like stands you in front of him in before your mechanical mount. And then he motions for you.
Go on then.
Then he takes out his carved runic rod. IW Ozzy Cogwoggle.
Azzy Cogwheel.
IW Azzy Cogwheel, and kind of taps the head of his rod on like one side of the cockpit and then the other.
As you say this, the name Azzy Cogwheel, and then in quotations underneath it, the Gobwalker, appears along the side of its hull in some small, fancy writing. Happily, it bobs up and down and does a little dance.
Sices applauds.
Looks like we have a member with a title. He puts his rod down like a walking stick.
You people don't have a title?
I
Alright.
don't really
You
have
don't
a title.
have titles?
He looks around at everyone.
I'm just like, wait, what?
We've got 2 people with a title.
Yeah, I said that Vale was my title.
We
Told you
then
this.
then
I've
yes.
told you this many times.
Then yes, we have one more party member with a title.
That's good.
What do you mean by you people?
That's this whole. This is that whole
Oh.
campaign because it's
Yeah.
the monster races.
Yep. That's about how it goes.
People.
What do you mean, you people? Yeah. Yeah. So as you guys settle in, very happily, as he now sort of shimmies into a spot in the sort of loose and moisture dirt next to the edge of the water, sort of very looking very proud of itself.
On her side, Floop is wondering how did the chief of our tribe gain the title of his moistness.
Being super wet.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time. Super wet. Just, my God.
Just drenched.
So moist, it's the thing. Let me tell you. I don't know what to tell you, man. He's real moist. So yeah. You guys get up to anything else for the rest of the evening?
I imagine once everything kind of dies down and I'm done my training, if there's an opportunity for Garrett and Keeper to just talk about ancestry and their their cultures a bit, they'll do that for a little bit before going to bed.
Yeah, he regales you with the stories of the ancestor gods of his people. Specifically, one of the if not the greatest warrior that their people ever produced, a dwarf by the name of Grimnir, who carried a great big two-handed axe and was considered invincible in the field of battle. That when he finally passed away, whoever wields his axe was considered to carry his strength and power with him into battle. There were also other gods that were ancestors of theirs surrounding other things like stoneworking and architecture, agriculture, economics, and engineering.
Keeper is all incredibly fascinated by all this and takes incredible delight in pointing out a lot of similarities between his history, as Keeper would share share to him the tale and the history of the 7 keepers, the ancestors, from his culture who have achieved perfection and ascended to like a transcendent life and become basically perfect, and therefore they are who we have as gods. And while we more worship the flow of life in Key, and we still look to our ancestors as the highest examples of what we could strive for, of the sort of perfection that we can strive for. They represent ideals in the purest form.
Yeah, no,
Vrail
he nods and listens as you go through these stories.
Vrail would also butt in and talk about how her people are very traditional and their tradition also includes the veneration of ancestry. And she'd talk about how that she is the leader of her people. Without leading on that her brother is as well.
Leave that detail out. This is what we're gonna do.
It's not
It's not important.
It's not important.
And that that her people, much like Keeper's people, also strive for progress of the physical prowess of the people, though with a lot less training and a lot more like magic and study, and that Vrail's like older ancestors were able to control and I guess control snakes, and were able to use tattoos on their skin to summon snakes and use them in various weird ways. And their magic based on these tattoos was activated through dance.
Huh. He sort of like nods as you're telling the story and goes, "That's an interesting way to do it, I suppose."
Like, we were god worshippers, but we were god worshippers in the same sense as our ancestors were our gods.
Aye.
And she would go on about how, like, because she is the leader because her mother and her mother's mother and her mother's mother and her mother's mother were always the leader. Like the family line is the royal one.
Floop looks at the people chatting around the fire, and she's super impressed by the cultures, and then she just flops on her lily pad with a sad face.
Oh, sad face.
How did Garrick? What was his reaction when Keeper tells him his story? How does he
He's thrilled. He's sort of but after he finishes sort of talking about his ancestors and their stories and stuff like that, he points at Keeper and goes, "You will now tell me your ancestors." And then you tell him those stories, and he nods in approval and goes, "Yes, good." Just he's listening.
And Vrail very much butts in with her story.
And then, yeah, you're just like, we also worship our ancestors, and we can control snakes and stuff, and, our highest form of ascension is to become this thing, the anathema. And he goes, "So you are royalty amongst your people?"
That's correct.
"And are these your people?" And he points to the rest of the group.
No.
You take a great risk traveling alone. At least away from your people, where they cannot protect you.
It's a calculated risk. but it's also a show of power and strength.
I will not dig where I do not know. Your reasons are allowed to be your own.
I don't believe in a leadership position befitting those who do not do things themselves.
He gives you like a good nod to that.
Aye. Great wisdom, that befitting a leader.
And Vrail eats one of her meat rations.
And he points over at Cyaces.
What about you? Where are your people?
Well, I'm sort of figuring that out, but for the most part, they are dead. I have been dead for a long time.
Vrail seems interested in Cyaces' story.
He goes,
that is terribly tragic. Not only do your people not revere your wisdom for being an ancestor, but in addition to that, you are lost to your people.
and you see him. You could swear he wipes away like a little tear.
Aww.
A little bit worse than that, from
That
what
is-
I hear.
That is tragedy beyond measure. I'm sorry to hear it.
To be forgotten is worse than death.
Not just forgotten, abandoned, it seems.
Unfortunately, our apprehension of moving around up here, a lot of the people here would, again, want to attack us. But even Cyaces here, some of these people may have been her people, would still attack her.
Aye.
This is true.
He shakes his head.
Umgi nonsense. Them and the Witelgi are, there's a word for it in your tongue.
Murderers.
Racist.
He gives you like a very plain look.
Well, to each their own, but sometimes you just gotta correct that.
Aye. As we travel to Vrogakal, I'll do my best to make sure that you don't get caught up in any of this Umgi nonsense.
And Cyaces just
What-
kind of nods.
What
And
do you know about this Ungi nonsense?
Ah, well, the Khazalid word for humans, the Umgi, is also our word for shoddy, or poorly constructed.
Good.
It translates
Here.
more into man-made.
So he gives a bit of a chuckle. He goes,
I mean, they
I
build their
appreciate
own.
that greatly. Continue.
Yeah, they make their own machines, sure, and they make their own world and they farm, but he like shakes his head. It's never any good. And they've made more than a few consolations with our kingdom, so we treat them with respect. We farm with them in the town of Illura. But, we don't really do business with them beyond that now.
And what about the elves?
he fucking grumbles a little bit.
The Witelgi, or Wood Elf, is a word we had for them before they lived outside the trees. I don't know if they were more insufferable when they lived amongst the trees, munching on leaves and twigs, or before they moved into their great magical cities. Well, they've built themselves a great empire of law and light and whatnot with the Umgi, and I suppose we'll get the sense enough to allow them to live peaceably. They've brought us more than a few gifts over the years. We fought alongside them over the years as well. They've earned our respect, despite how much we disagree with the way they live.
DM question.
Yeah.
Was Theodrin Silverthread
Mm-hmm.
written as like in that book? Did it say if they were wood elf or a high elf?
They were just an elf.
Or just elf. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Just elven.
Alright.
As a matter of fact, you remember reading over the history notes from the overworld, from the continent of Emerron, that there in fact was no mention of any other elves other than just elves.
So, is there a difference between elves? You said you called these ones wood elves.
Aye. Once they lived in the trees, and they made nice with nature. He was very, what's your word for it? Respectable. Different, but it was a way of living. But then they moved out of the trees and got cozy with magic and started erecting buildings from stone.
Do we know why?
He shrugs.
Before my time. There
Fair
was
enough.
a time there was 2 of them, and now there's not. That was centuries ago.
I mean, most of them were Telgi, were awful scaz anyway. And he snaps his fingers. Thieves.
Well, if you know anything about centuries ago, do you know anything about Oron?
Oron? Aye, it was, I mean, I'd never been, but I heard it was some kind of kingdom. Humans and elves living together. Big magic or something that they were into. King of that kingdom had a fella. Well, I mean, all kings have mages, I guess, in some respect. But something ugly happened, and now the land is cursed.
Before the elves and the humans were there, my people were there.
Oh, and he raises his eyebrows.
And there's no record of it. Because the humans and the elves keep the records. So I'd like to find out as much as I can about these humans and elves in my old homeland.
Well, assuming when we get back to Vrangakol, I'm able to talk our way in through the doors, and we don't end up getting killed or kicked out or something worse, they do have an archive. And the Dawi live certainly longer than some of the other races here, so some of our history books might be of use.
I don't know how long elves and humans live, so...
They barely
your
live
people.
a century.
And he gives him like a shrug, and he's like,
They barely make 100, really. Sad business, that. But, real lively people. They got a lot of energy for all the good it does them. Don't always put it to good things, but there you go. With Selgi, though, they live long. About as long as dwarves, really. Depending who you ask. Few centuries each, both of us.
Floop just lowers her head even further on her lily pad.
We work with colors and water sounds. Yeah.
And then we don't even live longer than 60 years.
That's fine.
Zax is like, wow, 60 years.
Zach's living.
Keeper's like, wow, 60 years.
Gotta go fast, Keeper.
Yeah.
So yeah, she just like tucks herself a bit more on the lily pad, and she doesn't speak because everyone else has a more awesome story than she has.
Aw.
Cyaces sits next to where Floop is hanging out and just plays a gentle little song on her lyre.
Aw. Floop is on a lily pad, but you can just like sit in the water with her. It's not like you have to worry about getting wet or cold.
Sure.
And be pretty on the ball for and on brand for a banshee.
You can sit in this water and play some music.
Mm-hmm.
Singing next to water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vrail, other than the conversation, Vrail does nothing for the rest of the night. For the rest of this rest.
Nice.
Goes to sleep.
Yeah, as you play the music, you see Garrick gives him like a little approving nod and quietly listens.
Before hunkering down to sleep, Zax will tap on the homunculus on his shoulders and say, "Hey, help keep watch during the night," and it'll give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, it gives you a little thumbs up.
You got it, boss.
Yeah, you got it, boss. I'll keep an eye out. Yeah, if anybody doesn't have anything else, then we fade to black and into the next day, making your guys' way through the woods.
Time to figure out other spells.
All right.
As you guys are,
I will assist in taking down the tent.
Good. And yeah, so you guys get up, dismantle the tent, and get your things all back together. You see once again, Garrick sort of like reattach the pack to himself, clamping it down onto the metal of his armor. He gives a stern nod and then starts trudging along through the woods again. As you guys are making your way through the woods, the trees actually start to clear up a little bit, going from very big, very powerful, almost intimidating trees with huge root systems, moving down towards more modestly normal-sized trees, the kind that you would almost remember from your kingdom. Oh, and you cast Easy Trail again. Wonderful.
Yay.
I do that as we're like tearing down, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cause I'm fucking paranoid.
Yeah, when you cast a spell, heavy undergrowth parts as you pass, and moves back after you pass. Very happily, Garrick follows behind you, and sort of trudges along. And largely the traveling through the woods, it's so pleasant. Is anybody keeping out an eye?
I mean passively, but not specifically.
Okay. Does anybody just want to go with passive, or do you guys want to?
Keeper will go for passive. Keeper again will passively perceive.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Keeper's gonna be passively keeping an eye out, looking for more stuff on Shaman's list.
Cool.
I will have my homunculus roll a perception check.
All right.
And according to the rulebook, homunculus servant gets +0 to perception, plus my own proficiency bonus ×2.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Roll that for me.
So it would be a 1d20 +6.
Kara asks if he ever ate the muffin. No. He packed it away into the large sort of like contraption that's on his back. He's keeping it for study. So with an 8, like it's keeping an eye out. It's sort of scanning and looking around. As you guys are walking along, Vrail, with your senses, you sense that something's off.
I hold up a minute, the whole party.
Yeah, you do
And
like
my tongue-
put up
my tongue's
your
flicking
hand.
out. Yeah. Warden and I decided. Warden had the idea that the reason why Vrail's passive perception is so good is the whole like snake tongue flicking out thing. Just like tasting the air, smelling around.
Using your hood as a satellite dish.
Yeah. But like, I just like narrow my eyes and I like look around. Something's wrong. And I draw my scimitar.
Yeah. Can I do a perception check as well? I want to look around.
Yeah. Anybody
Keeper
who wants
will
to
do
do
it, so
active
it-
perception checks, go for it. And you
and I'm
can
gonna
either
use-
keep your passive 20, or you can attempt to roll higher. Whichever ends up being higher, I'll allow to be your usual.
I would prefer to get my
22.
passive. Use my passive. I'm also going to use that thing I did when camped down. Divine sense. Out to 60 feet, I
Yeah.
see, like, I know about
Activating
that
your
stuff.
divine sense, you reach out with your additional senses, scanning through the trees in the woods. You're not getting anything.
Okay.
You're still getting the same sense that like this land once was desecrated, it is now consecrated by a small amount. Reaching out, Zax with a perception of 22. Like you guys are like as you guys are walking along, you're at sort of like a little river. And something's up. Like you could swear you heard something moving in a bush, but the second you turn your attention there, it's not moving.
Are there any thick enough tree branches above us that look like they could support my weight?
There are, yes, on some of the trees, a little more spaced out.
Can I jump up to one of them to hide up, like to land on?
Yeah, go for it. Roll
one of
me,
the tree branches.
Either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
Zax will speak in hushed tones so that mostly just the party can hear.
It's taking a little bit to load my character sheet.
There definitely is something out there. And I'm pretty sure it knows that we're here.
And roll 20 soon. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's go acrobatics.
Acrobatics, yeah, with a 14, you do manage to sort of hop, skip, and jump on some of the smaller branches up to one of the larger branches just above your party. So you have a bit of a height, but with the way that the is this deciduous or carnivorous trees? The like maple trees, deciduous trees are like you're definitely up there.
Carnivorous is like cones.
Yeah, it doesn't give you better vision in the area, but you have about the same vision. And a stealth. Okay.
Yeah, and then I with stealth with advantage.
Oh yeah.
As I quickly like just take off my mask and cloak.
Like hop.
And just kind of hop up there and change my chitin colors to match my surroundings.
Zax will also pull up the hood on his elven cloak.
Mm-hmm. And as you guys are standing just before a small stream, making its way through the woods, you hear calling up from the trees, or calling down rather from the treetops towards you.
This is the third time now that I've spotted groups of monsters moving through my forests. But I do remember you.
Stepping up from behind the shadows, high up in one of the trees, just on the edge of your vision.
Oh no.
You see a halfling. And
oh no.
And he points down at Cyaces.
She sighs exasperatedly. Oh. It's you.
I get
I
between my
I
party
didn't
and
know
him.
you owned this forest.
It is indeed me. He does a little flourishing bow. Garrick and the party grumbles as he, like, it sort of, like, yanks on a pull cord on the side of his pack, and some of the parts sort of, like, whir and change and move as he pulls something out. And now he's got some contraption in his hands that he appears to be working with. But as he's doing this, he's glaring fucking daggers up at the halfling that's in the trees. And he goes,
Grumbolgy guys. Halfling thieves.
Cyaces looks over at the rest of the party and says, "Plug your ears."
He goes, "Are you not so happy to see me again? After all, it is not so often that few survive traveling into the realm of Bromo Nubs." And he does a flourishing bow again.
Yeah.
Zax turns to our dwarf party member. Should we care?
Siaces looks over, is like, no, seriously, right now. Plug your ears.
Zax complies.
Keeper
see-
plugs his ear.
You see
Keeper kinda
Bromo
plugs
Nubs
his ears.
also plug his ears.
Oh.
He's just like, what are they doing? He's just like, okay. Puts his hands in his ears.
Well, dang it. Well, because I was hoping he would just keep talking, and keep talking, and keep talking, and I was going to Banshee scream at him. And hope that he falls out of the tree.
You see, he's still got his fingers in his ears. But he goes, lay down your treasures, and I will allow you and your disgusting kind to continue on unharmed. I will offer you this just once.
Siaces speaks up.
That's the fearsome reputation right there, in
Yeah.
action. He's like, I'm going to give you an opportunity to leave, even though you killed a bunch of my guys last time. And the last group that came through killed a bunch of my guys and then ate them. So it's like...
Zax would also like to pick up a rock or something and huck it into the bush where he heard the sound stop.
Roll me athletics. Oh, that's fun. How big's the rock?
Not a big one, like a pebble.
Yeah, you pick up a pebble and you fucking whip it phew, through the air, and then it goes into the bush. Ah!
Come down here and take this solid gold armor off of my body yourself.
No, that's not how this works. No, I don't do this. I don't do
Then we'll be
personal
on
cow
our
assaults.
way.
Okay. Very well. And he snaps his fingers. Get him, boys! And jumping out of the bushes, at a distance, mind you, all around you, is a fucking cacophony of halfling thieves and thugs and bullshit. You guys are about here.
Alright. Well, now I Banshee scream.
Yep.
And I cast our Armor of Agathis.
You'll all have to roll initiative before you do some stuff. So put yourselves on the
Okay.
map around this area. You are in a tree here.
Question.
Yes.
Do I get a surprise round?
No, because you did
No.
walk into the realm that they were in before. So, like, you are up in that tree, and they do have to pass a perception of 19 in order to see you. But if you, like, as he's now called on his people to attack you, there wouldn't be an opportunity where you would get, like, a free attack action against them.
That's what I'm saying. As he's calling out to his people, can I not leaping punch him in the face? Like as a surprise attack?
Well, let's see.
How far away is he from me?
Yeah.
Well, you're in
And
this
which-
tree here.
How do I put my token down?
Which you drag and drop your name onto the map
onto the map? Yeah.
from there. from your journal.
And
From the journal.
Oh, there we go.
is-
Okay, yeah.
Bromo Nubs, you fucking knob. How come it doesn't work?
Because he's a real piece of shit.
He's a real piece of
Pizza
shit. This fucking guy.
Oh, I know all about pizza shits.
Gave me the pizza shits. Ugh. Yeah, hang on. I gotta. Yeah. All right.
Okay,
And then I've got to. So here's the thing, and I'll show you guys the. Oh no, you're not seeing my screen. That's fine. Basically, what you have to do is, like click on the icon, like click on your icon that you've got, like your little token, and then you click on the gear thing that's on there, and then you can be like, represents this character. Okay, you verify that, and then you say the green represents HP, and this one represents AC. And so then those are the stats. You hit save, and then you select the token, and then on your character sheet you select the use character token thing, and then hit save changes on that. It's really fucking ridiculous. You have to go all over the place in order to get this shit. It's fucking
Oh, you
annoying,
get a
but is
real
what it
cute
is.
Token.
So Hims is in that tree, and yeah, you guys are all on that side. You may sort of within this like area kind of figure out where you guys are.
I
and-
decided to put I said that I was between him and my party.
Yes,
like,
you
I
did.
Put myself.
You did identify that you put yourself between them and you.
He's a bit too far for me to leaping punch in the face, so. So I'll just stay up there hidden.
That fucking bagpipes. That fucking flaming bagpipes. Oh my god.
So
I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked.
So, two of the dudes that you see come jumping out of the bushes in those locations are indeed carrying bagpipes.
Do these bagpipes seem very familiar to me?
Yes, actually, as you have seen the pair of bagpipes that were brought in to the that were brought in with the rest of the group. You are familiar with the fact that... Actually, no, they'd be a little bit further away. You are familiar with them, and you do know that they are a set of non-magical bagpipes, which, when they shoot fire out of them as they are being played to an absolutely disastrous and raucous amount of noise. They suck. This is from what you remember. So yeah, you see a number of these guys come absolutely jumping out of the trees here. So when you guys want, select your token and then roll initiative from your character sheet.
Okay. Now, Keepers
Nice.
was covering his ears and curling in his antenna, just in case the Banshee scream.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that that's gonna work anymore.
Because it's fair.
Well,
if there's, if there's
well,
only
because
allies
then
in range, then yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I love my initiative.
Hell yeah. Let's
You
select
wanted to send the results of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected. Oh.
Yeah, you have to click on your
Uh,
token and then.
Yeah, click on your token and then do it.
Okay, it did
there
it
you go.
again.
That's fine. Did it tell you the same
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, you
Okay.
wanted to send the
Do you want me
results
to
of
try doing it for you? Let's see if it works.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. There we go. Okay.
You were in the measure mode.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, now I see the actual stats and stuff.
Yeah. So if you click and select your character, so yeah, like the bubbles pop up, and then click initiative on your thing, and if it needs be, I can adjust it back to your previous initiative thing.
Okay.
Roll for
I don't-
initiative.
I'm just waiting on my character sheet to load again.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of trouble today with that.
There we go.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't know if I did it
having a time
correctly.
with mine.
There.
Oh, it was 12 again. Perfect. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes my life absolutely wonderful. And we will put these in descending order. The other, just for the sake of ease, at least for myself, I'm just going to say that Bromonubs' gang goes on his turn. To make things easier for old GM Doc. I am just looking for... I need to update a lot of my music. I have some good music, but I've got a lot more that I want to add to this in terms of fighting stuff. I got a lot of Shadow of the Colossus and a lot of Resident Evil 4 stuff in here.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't have... God, I don't have anything for this. Like, What about this? Nah, I don't like that. You know what? We'll just use our usual tried and true Final Fantasy XIV. Hard to miss.
Beautiful.
My my character sheet is having some trouble loading.
I was literally looking through Spotify
Yeah.
for fight music.
Yeah.
I need a generic playlist like that. For it.
On that turn, you see Bromonubs. He snaps his fingers and yells, "Get him, boys!" And then they all come leaping out of the bushes and start scrambling towards you like the little assholes they are.
Did I get my Armor of Agathis off before this?
Casting Armor of Agathis.
Yeah.
as it's a defensive thing, and they didn't necessarily get the drop on you because he announced himself before they jumped in and attacked.
Yeah.
I'll say sure. I'll allow it.
I was trying to taunt him into attacking me.
Under normal circumstances, because you didn't, like, before he snapped his fingers and yelled, "Get him," didn't, say that you cast Armor of Agathis on yourself, I'd say no, but I'm willing to allow it.
All
That
right,
as they're jumping out of the bushes, you absolutely activate that.
Second level.
Yeah, put it in the chat for me.
I did.
Did it go? Oh, it's taking
It's
a while.
It's above the initiative.
It's above
Oh, it's above the
initiatives.
initiative. Oh, there it is. Yeah, protective magical force surrounds you, manifesting as a spectral frost that covers you and your gear. You get 5 temp HP for the duration, and if somebody hits you with a melee attack, they take 5 cold damage, unless it's cast at a higher level, and it's an additional 5 damage each.
Which I'd like to do at second level.
All right, so it's 10 damage
So-
every time they hit you?
Yep. Until the extra hit points are gone.
Okay.
Like the temporary it lasts as long as the temporary hit points or an hour.
Okay, yeah, so that's at 5 temp HP.
So I got 10.
All right.
10
temporary HP.
10 temp HP. Let's get that guy out here. And let's get that guy out here. We'll put him over there. Good, perfect. All right, so first up, as you guys are here, you see there's like a number of them that are just like that have like brass knuckles on, and they immediately come like rushing at you guys. 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20. That manages it. 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Damn it. So that one's gonna have to double move. Yeah, we'll resolve the attacks as they come up. So this one that's over here makes its first attack and swings at Vrail. Does an 11 hit?
No.
Oh yes, as an additional thing, I was playing with Spoots the other day, and Spoots did actually bring up to my attention that ties do not go to the defender. Ties in D&D, in fact, go to the attacker, or whoever's initiating a skill check.
They go to whoever's rolling.
Yeah, whoever has to roll.
Yeah.
Ties go to them because you have to beat the number or match it. And it says it
So,
like in a
like-
couple places, but it's super, like, kind of, it's not vague, but it's like sort of hidden.
If you roll a save, then tie goes to the defender because it's like Warden said, it goes to whoever has to roll the dice in the situation.
All right, so they swing and miss. He swings again. Ooh, 24. Does that hit?
Yeah, it hits. Which means he takes 10 ice damage.
Oh, so as this little guy runs up, knocks you one just underneath your rib cage, gets a hit in, but then suddenly like a bunch of ice hits it, and it looks like it's sort of unable to move and looks really shitty in that moment.
So it's 6 damage to me?
Yes, that is 6 damage to you.
Awesome.
Oh god, they're all sharing the same health pool. It does this sometimes when you're like, bring a bunch of these monsters in, and it goes, okay,
you gotta make
and then
separate freaking things for them, or else it does
here,
that.
let's try this. If I go minus 10, nope, it's still, even if you copy paste or if you drag them in, it still treats them all as having 1 HP. Whatever, I'll just have to keep track of it. So that one's fucking not in good shape. This next one that runs over to Garrick makes a swing. Oh, that hits. Absolutely. Lands a hard hit into his armor, doing 10 damage to him. Swings another hit in. 15 does not hit though, as it clangs off the side of the dwarven plate mail that he's wearing. That one moved twice, so it doesn't get to attack. This one, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 does... Let's see. Does it see you in the trees? No. 5, 10. So it's had double move. 5, 10, 15. Come on, don't do that. 20, 25. Gets up to there and tries to make a swing at Saisis. Does a 10 hit you?
It does not.
Whiff, and it misses. It takes another swing. Does a 15 hit?
It does.
And it does 6 bludgeoning.
Okay.
All right. This one over here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, has to double move and pretty much loses its turn. This one steps up, and from its pipes, shoots a firebolt out of the pipes. Here we go. Let's get that sheet up here. Come on. Nah, there we go. The halfling Bad Piper runs up, shooting. Come on, load the sheet. Jesus Christ. Shooting towards at first Vrail with a firebolt. Yeah.
Hits.
Does his 22 hit? Firebolt. Yeah. 6 fire.
Got it. And the armor of Agathis fades.
Wow. All right. This other one trunches up, and let's see if he sees. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't see.
Nice.
He doesn't see our friend in the trees, and then shoots a firebolt though, also towards Vrail because she's huge. Does a 19 hit?
Yep.
1 fire.
Oh no.
And last but not least, some of the thugs move in on the ground, each of them carrying little crossbows. One of them tries to make a shot at the grung. Does a 20 hit?
Yes.
Wait.
3 piercing.
Oh my god, you never.
Wait.
You never ask about reactions though.
Okay. Show me a reaction.
One more.
What do you got?
I gotta read it. I got defense. Where the hell is it?
It's in fighting styles.
I'm looking for it. God damn
Might
it.
be in bio.
Why would it be in bio? It's on bio. Constrained by divine sense. Oh, thanks. Okay, there it is.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm going to use my reaction to impose disadvantage on that attack roll. I get my shield in the way.
Oh sweet. So the light does a 12 hit then?
Yes, because I have 12.
Ah.
It still hits. 3 piercing damage. Which you've taken.
Ow!
The other one with the light crossbow on this side takes a shot at Garrick with his crossbow. And 18 hits. Oh jeez.
Jeez.
That's 6 piercing damage as it clangs just in under one of his plates. The other two.
Before we get a chance to move.
Yeah, no. The other two that are there each take a shot with their crossbows towards Vrail. Does a 10 hit?
Nope.
Does a 4?
Nope.
That was a nat one.
You know what? I'm gonna have a little fun with that. It goes to shoot with this thing, and it twang like the little string breaks on its crossbow, and it goes, ah, shit! Dropping the crossbow to the ground. It then immediately attempts to make its way over to you, and it gets about that far. All right. Really quickly, I forgot to put Garrick in the thing. I forgot to put him in the initiative order, so I'm just going to quickly get his sheet, and we're going to roll initiative for him. Just in a half a second. Sorry, it's going to take a sweet minute to load. Every time you guys see this guy, he's got more of these fucking halflings.
I hate this guy.
I fucking hate this guy.
He's such an arrogant little piece of shit.
He's a
Fucking
piece
hate
of
him.
shit. Come on, Google. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Chrome. The Roll20 website's having a little bit of trouble, so I do apologize to everybody for the bit of the wait here and the inconvenience. There is just a little bit of some lag happening on their website right now.
Yay! It's not me having technical difficulties this time.
Yep.
Hooray.
All right. So
at the beginning of this, I did accidentally bring up my character sheet on screen for a minute, for like
Actually.
a second. So
he literally
people
just
may
gets to
have been able
roll.
to
So he's at
figure out.
5. So he's just before you. We're gonna add Garrick into the thing, and he's at 5. And we'll put that back in descending order again. All right, cool. So Zax, you're up.
Okay, well. He's gonna look around and see just how many dudes there are and how they appear to be swarming. And he's going
Swarm
to...
of halflings.
Swarm of them. He's going to take the satchel of loose parts off of his belt, kind of toss it beside him, and create his Eldritch Cannon.
Your Eldritch Cannon. Okay. Do you have access to the icon for it, or do you want me to drop that in for you?
I just did.
Perfect. All right. Excellent.
Right next to me. And with it, he's going to then use his bonus action to command it to move. He's going to move it here.
Okay.
And he's going to, and it's going to shoot a 15-foot cone of fire that just misses our Grung friend.
Oh god. Yep.
Hitting both the one directly in front of it and its companion.
Yep.
Right
So
there.
the two of them, these two right here. So what's the damage on that?
The damage is going to be.
And I believe they have to make a dex save.
Yeah, they have to make a dex save. It's going to be 2d8.
Holy shit! All right, roll me that damage. I'll see if they make it. Nope. And the second one, does a 19 make it?
Yes.
All right, so the one that's directly in front of the cannon, as this thing just opens up with fire, the one that's right there is like, ah! And immediately gets lit on fire, and is not looking well whatsoever. The one that's in the back managed to duck a little bit out of the way and only took some of that damage.
And now, because that was my action and my bonus action, I'm going to stay here to prevent provoking an attack of opportunity. However, my mount is still here too. And considering something's within melee distance of it, I'm going to take a look at my mount and see what kind of melee attack it does. Yeah, so it's gonna just make a straight up melee attack at this guy, which will be, I guess, from the attributes, a +2 to hit. Looks like.
Okay.
1d20 +2.
Yeah, roll me for that. And you're shooting for the guy that's running into the river?
No. I'm not shooting at anybody. My mount is going to melee attack this dude that's right next to me.
Oh god. Okay. So this dude that's right there. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll to hit. Yeah, 21 absolutely hits.
Then I would say, yeah. Then it's just a melee attack, so 1d4, I would assume.
Yeah. Roll me some damage. As it rears up with its leg and jabs at him. does a little bit of damage to it, manages to catch it across the chin. As it sort of like struggles against that. All right. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Then that puts us up to Syaces.
That is me. Okay, Syaces is going to inspire.
Inspired.
Let's give it to Vrail, who's just been getting targeted a whole lot because she real big.
Is she real big?
So you get an inspiration. You get an inspiration die.
What'd it do?
It let you add a what? I think it's a. Is it? Hang on. Give me a second.
Bardic inspiration.
Frickin'. Yup. Bardic inspiration. Do I have this frickin'? Yes, I do.
Hell
You
yeah.
get a D6.
On.
Whatever you want. One check. So an ability check. Oh, ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Awesome.
Yeah. So basically anything.
Well,
I did fix the tokens as we were going.
nice.
All right, so you have inspired your friend.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you a little blue dot.
There you go.
You're inspired
You're
by your
inspired.
blue
Yeah.
friend, Syaces.
Yes.
All right,
So that was my bonus action.
bonus.
A bonus. I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna cast hypnotic pattern.
Oh. Hypnotic pattern. You create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and then vanishes. Each creature in that area who sees the pattern have to make a wisdom saving throw, and on a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. Oh man, that's awesome. Spell ends for the affected creature if it takes any damage, or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor. Alright, so that's a 30-foot cube.
Yeah.
And it has friendly fire.
Yeah, I'm definitely not putting it over where everybody over there is. I'm doing it over starting from basically like here.
So it would
5,
be
10.
that large in terms of a thing.
That's
30
25.
that's 25. 30 is
5,
this.
10, 15, 20, 25. Oops, yep, I was wrong. I did make a mistake. Yeah, so move that square wherever you want.
Right there.
Right there? Perfect.
Right there.
All right, so all three of those guys got a succeed a
Four
DC
guys.
15 or 4, sorry.
Yes.
DC 15. What kind of save is this?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. All right, so there is one thug in there who's gonna make that wisdom's. Come on, I clicked it. 17. They
He makes it.
survive. The bad piper in there with his wisdom, he doesn't make it. The bandits, there's 2 of them. Nope. And one does though. So that guy there, he immediately becomes charmed, and one of the thugs becomes charmed. All right.
All right.
Is there anything else you
Dang
want to do with your turn?
I am going to I'm gonna make another cube. No, hang on. Give me a second here. Just get rid of this thing. Whoop! I got rid of my token. No.
No, just put him back on the map.
Hang on. Oh, that's not
it.
it.
Did remove you from initiative though.
That's annoying. It was what was I? 21.
No, that was Zach's.
13.
I think you were 19. 13?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can just scroll up and read his initiative. 13. Drag yourself back onto the map.
I was. Oh, is that? Hang
You
on.
were
Hang on.
right here.
Hang on.
Or here.
Trying to do
No,
it.
You were here.
Why isn't it? Okay. Do I do it from
Oh,
there? There we
you're
go.
on the drawing tools. There you go. You got it. All right. So let's put you back in the initiative order. Just roll whatever. Like, just roll initiative again, and then I'll adjust it in the system.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Where are we?
Like, select your
Oh, I gotta
token
grab
and
it
click
again.
initiative again on your character sheet.
Weep.
One
That's not
could
it,
only
but
imagine.
that's fine.
And you were at 13, so we'll hit that, and then we'll drag you to the top of the initiative order, so there you are. What would you like to
Cool.
do with the rest of your turn?
I just want to move right there.
Okay, moving out of the range of that one halfling brawler, they are going to take a swing at you.
Ah, that's right.
Weird that it did that, but okay. Yeah, a 20.
Oh, that hits.
Meh.
That do a hit.
You do a hit, 3 bludgeoning. He did a hit
Okay.
on you.
Wow, so rude. McElroy brothers say don't do a hit.
Don't do a hit.
Yeah. So rude.
Hey, he was taunting him about his hatred of spiders. And like, made him real uncomfortable. Fucking Justin earned that punch.
He did.
He did.
He really did.
Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
That's my turn.
All right.
That's it.
Keepers up. You are presently hidden. Nobody who's in the area can see where you are. If you jump down and make an attack on somebody, it will be with advantage.
What happens if I make an AoE attack versus multiple people? Do I get advantage on all the attacks?
Yeah, why not? I'll allow it.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
You have to be able to reach them, though.
Yep. It's within 10 feet.
Yeah, which
let's-
means you have to jump down.
Yep. Oh, of course. All right. I will move. Jump down. Here? No. Can't reach that thing there. All right.
Where you jumping to, buddy?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the right spot because now there's an opening with this one back here. So let's go. Yeah, let's jump down here. This one took a swing at my froggy friend. So, I am not having any of that. So I leap down from the trees and do a kick-ass kung fu spin in the air
Fuck yeah.
as I fly. And I land with a splash in what looks like a small river.
Don't punch the Froge!
Now, and then as I land in the water with my badass superhero landing, the water splashes up around me. And as it does, I use 2 ki to cast Arms and Visage of the spectral self.
Oh yeah, you bust those arms out, and so 2 huge spectral arms fucking pop up off your shoulders, and immediately as they're coming out, make a series of swings and strikes at the dudes that are around you. All right.
I do believe it's just the 3 of them.
Yep.
That are within range. That one's
Yes.
just out of range.
That one's out of range. So the 3 of them there, roll with advantage to hit them.
Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, and I accidentally closed my character sheet that I had.
Whoops.
Oh.
That's okay. You
But
get it.
But it loaded quickly this time. So, all right.
The benefit of multiple monitors in the pop-out window.
All right, so 12, 23, and 24. Yeah, so those definitely hit. Does it 12? Like, what is he? Oh, yeah, no. 12 hits the thug. So yeah, going like from this person to this person here, and then to this person over here. Roll your damage.
All right. Oh, oops. That's.
You just click the word Astral Arms now in the chat, and it'll roll damage for them.
Okay. Yeah.
That's 12. Okay. And 11, check. And the third one, for the dude in the cloak, there's another 11. So you land in this, the water splashes up and these arms, boom, burst out of your shoulder. You immediately open up on the guys that are standing in and around you. And the one dude that was standing over there, who took the brunt of the fire from the thing, gets fucking rinsed. by this attack. He doesn't make it. The next dude took 11 damage. He's not looking so hot. The third guy took also 11 damage and is looking pretty rough, but he's hanging in there.
All right.
Definitely a bit sturdier than some of these like brass knuckle brawler guys.
All right. So that was my bonus action. I will now move.
Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, because you hit these guys, you can move away from them without incurring an attack of opportunity.
Well, not only that, but since my reach is 10 feet now, I'm still like. Oh wait, no. Like I have to move within their.
Yeah, it's
their
when you
reach,
leave their threat range that it attacks. Yeah.
But I can move freely now. So I have 2 extra attacks. I'm going to take a step this way.
Okay.
And I am going to take a as I move that way. Actually, you know what? Since I'm here, I'm going to then jump up and kick off, double plant both of my feet into this guy's back.
Okay, is that going to be one of your attacks?
That counts as one of my attacks. Yes.
All right, roll the hit. Do this. You do manage to get your feet on them and then spring off, but they as you do that, they like brace and manage to take it without it hurting.
Quick question: since I was flanking him in the back and he's engaged with Floop, would that not count as advantage?
Yeah, you know what? Then the 14 would hit. I'll take that.
All right. So, Buchow, and then
roll damage.
Flanking, are we?
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I'll allow flanking. I don't even give a shit. It's not a rule in 5th edition. Like, flanking's not at all a thing, but I allow it.
Yeah, it's often a house rule.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's
Matt
optional.
Mercer allows flanking.
Yeah,
I'm
it just gives
good with
advantage.
it. Because having been at, like, LARP in melee combat, flanking sucks. Somebody standing on both sides of you makes it, like, impossible for you to fight and defend yourself. It sucks ass. So,
Depends.
yeah. You plant both your feet against this person and spring off. They get pushed hard into the ground and their head just craps against a rock and they're done. They're not moving. And you land over next to this guy. You have one attack remaining.
As I kick off and I'm flying through the air, I want to extend one of my fists and hit the bad piper as I'm coming down for my second attack.
Yeah, roll for it.
Kick off, spin into the air, and as it's coming down, wha-cha! Just bring my fist down on him.
Do it. Does 11 hit the bad piper? Let's have a look. Where's his sheet? There it is. It does not. As it's coming down, he manages to, in like a weird little jig, like hop to one side, and you narrowly miss him. It's a little harder to pin the bad pipers down than the standard guys because they seem to be doing like little dances as they're doing this. All right.
That does count as me making an attack against him, which means I can continue moving.
This is true.
God damn it!
You only have movement left, though, as that is your attack and your bonus used.
Yep, I understand. Yep. How much did I move so far? From there to here? Well, there to there was 10. There to there was 5. So I still have 50 feet of movement left.
Thrycreen, ladies and gentlemen.
Thrycreen.
So I will.
Him's got the runny legs.
Leap back up into my previous spot.
Roll me athletics.
Not acrobatics?
I'll allow acrobatics. Yeah, right, you make
There you
it.
go.
It's 21 or 21. Yeah, you do like a sick flip back up into the tree.
All right.
All right. And now it's Floop. You're up.
Okay, who seems to have received the most damage so far?
Probably Vrail.
Yeah, you're looking at everybody that's around you.
Yeah.
It's.
I look super not hurt. Like,
Yeah.
I look like I've been hit, but not a lot.
Vrail's
Not as
actually
much
looking-
as it seemed.
Vrail's actually looking pretty good. Syces, though, got hit pretty bad. Well, not bad, but like she got hit. Kind of hard to tell with the physiology.
Yeah. I've taken a little damage. A little bit.
Hold on, I'm looking.
Yeah, you guys watched as a bunch of ice, like ice scales like shattered off of Rail and into enemies, and then dispersed with those attacks.
Okay, so Floop will put a hand on Cyaces.
Oh.
Oh. Little frog hand.
That's gonna make you a very unfortunate healer.
Healing word. Yeah, considering
Poison,
that
I
people
mean.
that touch her skin get poisoned. Healing word. You heal 4 HP.
Yay. Thank you.
And then, since it was a bonus action,
Oh, healing
Floop.
word's ranged.
Oh,
Yeah, it's 60
60
feet.
feet.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
well,
Nice.
I don't need to touch you. You're healed. Wow.
I mean, you can if you want to. You can like hold
Cure-
her hand. Put
Cure
your little hand in
wounds.
hers.
Cure wounds is touch though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, 1d4 plus spellcasting mod.
Then she's gonna look at the other side of the river and just say, "Playing Swarm? That's not fair."
Wind wall. Wall of strong wind rises from the ground at the point you choose within range. You can make the wall up to 50 feet long and 15 feet high. And a foot thick. Oh, and you want to make the wall across there? Hold on, yeah. Keep that. Hold on.
Hold on.
Where did you want it to go?
You use a drawing tool.
Yeah, you can use a drawing tool, but like as long as you get the idea for your measurements, then if you want to measure it out, then I can color it in. All right, so from there to there. Okay, so let me just put that in for you. There you go. Bam. Wind wall. Jeez. Yeah, the wall lasts for the duration, which is concentration up to a minute, so your character is now concentrating on a spell. When the wall appears, every creature within its area must make a strength saving throw. They take 3d8 bludgeoning on a failed save. Fuck me. All right.
There's 2 people in that wall right now.
Yes, there is. Oh my god.
Small or smaller fly creatures or objects can't pass through the wall, and they're all halflings.
Yep.
Get fucked.
Yep. Oh my god. Yeah. Loose lightweight materials brought into the wall will fly upwards. Arrows, bolts, and other ordinary projectiles launched at targets behind the wall are deflected upward and automatically miss. Boulders hurled by giants or siege engines and similar projectiles are unaffected. Creatures in gaseous form can't pass through it. And you can shape that wall however you want on its cast. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so these guys gotta make
my
a
God.
DC 14 strength save, or they get fucking ruined.
Wow.
All right, so let's see if that one guy, he makes it. Oh my god.
Take half damage though.
Oh, he takes half damage still?
Yep.
Yep.
Damage on a failed save or half as much as a successful. Yep. Oh Christ. And who's the other guy?
Roll
Oh, it's one of the
3d8
thugs.
Bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
He does not make it.
All right, roll 3d8. Roll 3d8 damage.
And it's the same damage to both, so. Other than the saves.
Yeah. Roll me 3d8 damage. Oh, 11 damage. Okay. So oh god.
That could have been
So,
brutal.
This one who's standing here gets blown backwards from the walls and lands really hard on the ground, but is still breathing. This one gets like blown upwards. It's like what? And then flies backwards into a tree. Poof! Hits it super hard, and its body crumples onto the ground. It does not look good. It looks as though that one didn't make it. With 11
And that's gonna be
damage.
it for the rest of my turn.
All right. It is now Garrick's turn, from what we can see. Garrick, holding the bizarre contraption in his hands, begins turning the crank on the side of it as it starts to, a bunch of these tubes start spinning on it, and it opens up.
Oh god.
firing out from it, there's a series of small metal pellets racing out, and I'm gonna say, I mean, he's gonna try shooting anyways through here, towards the one dude that's in the back, though. And I'm gonna say he's firing with disadvantage because he's shooting through the wall, and it is non-standard projectiles. That guy
That's
is,
fair.
though, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
I mean, it's a gun, so
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
wind
with
isn't gonna affect
a-
a gun so much.
30. Does a 12 hit the bandit? It does. Oh God. All right. So as he's just turning the wheels on this thing, a bunch of these pellets slam into this character, doing really 3 piercing. Oh yeah, because it's at that distance. Yeah, it's 2d4. A bunch of the pellets just like fly into the bushes and trees, some of them piffing off of the ground, and 3 of them manage to catch into this guy as he gets hit with a few of the pellets as they're going all over the place. He did have to use his bonus action to crank that thing up, and he doesn't want to move because of that, so Vrail is up.
So, Vrail watching, having seen Floop get attacked at all and fairly easily, like reaches down and like puts her huge fucking hand on Floop's back, and a bunch of golden, like radiant scales like go along her skin as I cast Shield of Faith. as a
Shield
bonus
of
action.
Faith.
Shield of Faith.
A shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting it a +2 to AC for the duration. So you got
And
+2
then-
to your AC. Concentration?
It's a little bit harder for people to hit our Floop.
Yeah.
And Floop is incredibly happy because she looks like his moistness now that she's golden, and she's happy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you both are concentrating on spells. I just put a little thing on your sheets, on your icons, just so we know.
I also demolished the 2 halflings that took swings at Floop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jumps out of the tree. Bap-a-da-bap-a-da-bap. Jumps back in the tree.
They were also a little flame broiled as well.
Yeah, one of them was, yeah.
No, both of them were.
All right.
Oh, well, yeah.
Now that's a bonus action to use Shield of Faith.
Yep. I
What else you
point
doing?
my sword, my scimitar up at Fucko, who still hasn't come down out of the tree, who's still staring at, basically keeping an eyesight on, and like I puff up like another 2 feet on my tail, and my hood flares out, and I like yell at him like with a spitting hiss, "Get down here yourself!" And she uses this.
Ooh, Conquering Presence. You can challenge a visitor to exude a terrifying presence. As an action, you force every creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you, and I'm glad we already have the big thing here that tells us exactly what the distance is on that. To make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, they become frightened of you for a minute. The frightened creature can repeat this saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. Oh God, this is
Doesn't
the thing
reach
you
him.
use to completely fuck people. It doesn't.
But
It
it
doesn't.
reaches almost everybody else.
It gets everyone except him and that other guy over there. So oh God, everyone's gonna have to make these saving throws.
Yep.
All right, so let's see. Wisdom
This is
saving
why I
throws,
like
baby.
having such low
What's the
initiative.
DC on this?
What does it say? Oh no, what is it? I think it's just my spell save.
Yeah, your spell save DC.
14,
That would be a wisdom saving throw.
and it's a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
14.
14. So the first one doesn't make it. I'm just gonna go through and mark each one that fucking screws it up. Next one makes that wisdom saving throw. Okay, so they survive. The one by Garrick doesn't make it. They're not about it, dog. The one that's down there, the one bagpiper who is charmed, I'll add, makes it. The one thug
Probably
that's
'cause it's
there.
charmed.
Doesn't make it, so that person there now has a spookum times. Sorry, that was supposed to be a bandit. They both have the same wisdom score, so it doesn't matter. The next one, he makes it with a 15. And the last one that's over there who broke their crossbow.
What about the bagpiper up here?
He didn't make it. And the bad piper at last. The bad piper makes it. All right, so just this guy is frightened. So you frighten 1, 2, 3, 4 of the assailants, 2 of whom are on the opposite side of the wind wall from you. Scare roused.
5, 10.
All right.
Then I move here.
Oh Jesus! If you're going through the wall,
You're gonna be a huge target.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It lasts for the duration when it appears. Each creature has got to make the strength saving throw. Strong wind does some stuff. Loose lightweight materials, arrows and bolts
I'm
and
large
stuff.
size.
Yeah. Creatures in gaseous form can't pass through. Yeah. It just says when the wall appears that this happens, but it doesn't say that it obstructs movement.
Nope.
It doesn't appear to obstruct movement.
Other than your smaller flying creatures.
Yeah.
Like it says it says right there, smaller flying creatures or objects can't pass through the wall.
So not only did their friends get knocked the fuck back and killed because of this wall.
Yeah.
Vrail walks through it or slithers through it like it's calm spring breeze.
Like it's nothing.
This is actually why I cast it, because I was sure that Vril was able to go through it and not the others.
I got you.
Okay, yeah. So it's flying creatures that are of the small or smaller class, and then objects also can't pass through it, and standard projectiles can't. But yeah, I would say that if these guys are gonna try to get through, they'd have to like make a check to pass it, because otherwise that's kind of
they can't.
Yeah. Because it's specifically in reference to flying creatures when it says smaller. So if the halflings want to walk through it, they're not flying creatures, so they could make the attempt. But I'm going to say that they probably going to have to
They'll make it. Okay, great.
make a check. All right, so you move to this side. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
All right. It's the gang's turn. 2 of them are charmed.
So
2 of them are dead.
Nothing.
3 of them are dead.
Yeah, a bunch of them are fucking... Oh, yeah. So, to start, this one's gonna... Well, let's resolve the scary time first. Because if they're feared, then they have to run away from you or try to get away from you. And then at the end of this turn, they can make a saving throw to try and remove the ability. But as that one attempts to run away from Garrick, he's gonna try to swing his fucking gun at him. That hits. 6 bludgeoning. Just as he turns to run, fucking knocks him with the front of the steam-assisted crank gun. That's minus 6 HP, and it's going to continue. Run all the way over there, and then let's see if it can shake it off.
Is that his full movement? Because he
All right.
has a bonus action to dash.
Yeah, he can always
it has to
bonus
at
action
least
dash.
be 30 feet from you. Like it has to reach like a minimum distance if it's feared.
Like your speed. You move your speed.
Okay.
away is
You
the-
have to
is the-
get at least 30 to 60 feet from your target and or break
so
line
it
of
doesn't
sight.
fuck over players too, because like
Yeah.
if you get frightened, you have to move your speed away, and then you have disadvantage on attacking the target that frightened you.
20. So it's gonna go to there.
Wouldn't you get an
And
attack
it
of
fails,
opportunity?
so it's still
considering
scared.
He's got
He's up a
10-foot
tree.
reach.
He is up a tree. I'm gonna say, you know what? Because it was within 10 feet, sure, make an attack.
But how far up a tree is he?
Eh,
It's whatever. It's your rule.
I'll allow it.
Like you're a DM, so
Like,
Keep
yeah, why
her-
not? Take a
it's
swing
not
at him.
up to me.
Push at him from a tree.
Keeper,
Yes.
take a swing.
Yeah.
Attack of
Uh,
opportunity.
Swing.
With my
Dude.
arms. 14.
14 hits. Roll damage. 12 damage. Boof. You managed to fucking club this guy side of the head a little bit. As you know, I said minus 12. There you go. As it's running off, you do a pretty good hit on him. This one that's standing next to you guys is gonna take some fucking punches at Zax. Does 16 hit?
It does not.
It does not. All right. Gonna take another.
Zax holds up his shield and bats the first blow away.
as it clangs against the metal. An 11! As he keeps he's punching at you with his little brass knuckles that's bonking off of your shield. On the other side, how do these charmed guys behave? What do we do with them?
They are incapacitated and have 0 movement until they break out of the charm.
Yeah, they can't do shit until they break out. Yeah, while charmed by the spell, the creature's incapacitated has a speed of 0. Yeah, so they're considered incapacitated, which means they can't move or take actions. The
only way they can is if somebody shakes them out of it, or if they get hit by somebody.
Yeah. The spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone uses an action to shake them out of their stupor. That said, this one was frightened, so he's gonna fucking cheese it along. Oh yeah, that's right. No, he can't do shit, but he does still have to take that save. Let's see if he makes it. No, he's still frightened.
Zax is going to make a quip as he's blocking the attacks. Your friends are all running or dead. What makes you think you're gonna fare any better?
And this guy's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. He's gonna run over that way. Does he get out of it? Nah, he's not good. Things are bad for him. Things are bad. Oh boy. This one that's over here makes a shot with his little crossbow. Does a 5 hit?
Who?
DeVrail.
No.
Okay, cool. The shot goes wide. He's terrified. There's a giant snake person coming through a wind wall at him. He's not having a good time. The other one that's there just also tries to make a shot and fucking whiffs it. All right, never mind. The last person that we have here is the Bad Piper and then Bromo Nubs himself. The Bad Piper, seeing you come through the wall, is just like, shit, shit, and then honks down real hard on the bagpipes. Fucking gets right in there and gives it a big ol' honkums. Yeah, we'll do it at that. And blows a fireball at you from the end of his bagpipes. That shit goes off and hits you, and God, what's the distance on that? It hits the other 3. They're gonna have to roll. Roll a reflex save.
A dexterity saving throw?
Yes. Yeah, dexterity save.
Oh boy. Wait, that's just a check. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, you should have more for your saves.
And what
you
is it?
have
plus
Oh, that
1d6?
one dude, he's incapacitated. He can't do shit. He gets fucking incinerated.
The
shit. No, the other guy's incapacitated too. Fuck. He's dead.
Yeah!
16. Nice.
16 dex save.
16 dex save, so you take half of 39 rounded down.
Thanks. Great.
So that's what, 18? Let's put that in there. 39 is 19 and a half. So yeah, 19 damage. As he honks in, and there's just a massive explosion on your side. Does that bandit... He doesn't make it. Fuck. So that other bandit that's over there, the 3 of them are just like, ah! And get fucking incinerated in the attack. As the one Bad Piper panicked and blew his load all at once in your direction. All right.
I would like to make a Constitution check to see if I can just fucking pretend like that did nothing.
Yeah, you know what? Roll me Constitution check.
And stare this motherfucker down who's still up in the tree.
Roll me Constitution.
Rising from the flames and just glaring.
That's up to you.
14? Yeah, no, it looks good. I mean, most of them can't tell. You think that, Bromo Nubs is largely unfazed by what's happening. He, sitting from the top of his tree, opens up with a hand crossbow. Does a 20 hit?
Yes.
Hand crossbow. You take 8 piercing damage as he launches one of his bits into you.
Yep.
And in doing... This situation's looking pretty bad. In doing that, he then gives you a little 2-fingered salute and a wink, and vanishes.
How?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Can I do that as well?
Sure. He's within visual range of you.
Well, what did it look like as well? Like,
Well, it looked like he winked at you, gave you a little 2-finger salute, and then he, like, disappeared right in front of
disappeared. Okay.
you. Yeah. Like,
What?
it wasn't like he
yeah.
dodged behind some branches
He
and you
is
lost
no
sight of him.
longer visible, and he didn't move in order to do that.
Yeah. Like, Vrail, you're not hugely familiar with what just happened. You know that if somebody were maybe casting a spell or something like that they would need to do verbal or somatic or something, but he just disappeared. Zax, he used a magic item. From what you can see, he's activated some kind of magic item. He's using an invisibility spell.
I will say, he's still here, he's just invisible!
Oh, crap.
Got it.
I'm just going to put Goons back into the chat here. At his initiative. I'm just going to move that back up to where it was. There we go.
Goons!
Goons! So yeah, because I, like, removed his token from the field just because, like, I'm keeping track of where he is, but yeah. So he disappeared, and Zax, you're up.
Oh yeah, and because I need to roll concentration.
You do, actually. You got to roll it twice.
What's it again?
10. It's just a DC 10
roll?
for concentration checks. Constitution.
Wisdom? Constitution.
Yeah, that's a Constitution saves.
Saves. Fucking.
Save.
I'm not used
Well, is
to.
it a check or a save?
There we go.
Well,
Yeah. No, I don't know.
when the fireball hit, it shook you enough that your spell that you gave to your wonderful Grung healer Floop shook off. So the extra 2 AC that she gets shimmers away. And
It's okay.
We're gonna take that icon off your character. There you go. You still got that inspiration though.
No, I used it.
Oh, that's right. It gets used up.
Yes.
Yeah, I used it for the deck save against the fireball,
Fucking
which is a good thing.
Woo.
Killed me.
All right. What's up with you, Zach? What are you doing?
Okay, so I'm gonna continue kind of taunting this one guy that's right next to me.
Yep.
But while that's happening, my turret is going to walk forward and go right next to the wind wall. And it's just gonna blow a big old cone of fire directly at the bagpiper.
Oh God.
Is it gonna get through the wind wall?
It is a non-standard attack.
If it's considered a spell, but it's a spell that just shoots fire in a cone.
It would be because all of the attacks for my Eldritch Cannon use my spell save DCs and spell attack bonuses.
You know what? I'm gonna say it's magic. So, sure.
Because it really is. This thing is held together literally by magic.
Yeah.
So that would be 2d8.
2d8
with a reflex save.
And he's got to make a reflex save. Where's he at? There he is. Bad Piper. Got to make that reflex. 22.
22 does save.
All right. So what's the damage? Because he still takes half, right, on the save? Cone of Fire?
Yep.
All right. So that's 5 damage. And now I get to do this fun thing. Okay. Cool. Yep. He manages to dodge out of the way of the fire that rushes past him. And he's just like, oh, shit. And he, like, patting on the side of the bagpipe that he's got there, manages to pat out a small bit of fire there before it becomes a problem. So, what else would you like to do with your turn?
Zax is going to move away, so he's going to provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay. That guy's going to take a swing at you. Yep. Yeah. Does 21 hit?
21 does hit.
4 bludgeoning. Yeah.
There we go. And he's gonna move here, and now he's going to cast Scorching Ray.
Scorching Ray!
Zoom.
Fuck, that's a hit. That's a crit. Roll damage.
That is on the Bagpiper again.
Fuck,
And
what?
This is one of 3 rays, so this is the first one on the Bagpiper.
Okay, roll damage. 8 and 6.
Zoom.
Oh, God. Okay, 1 second.
14 fire damage.
Okay. Yep, it hits. Manages to catch him. Does some damage, and again, he's just like, fuck, and he's like patting out some fire on the side of his outfit. Roll again, because your next beam.
Okay. Same guy.
Oh, God. Whoops. I rolled that just clicking on his sheet. That's my bad. Oh, no. Oh, no.
5 fire damage.
I mean, the
5 fire
16,
damage.
16 doesn't hit, 16, I'm sorry, 14
It was
doesn't
the
hit
14.
him. The 14 misses.
Okay. And the third attack.
Scorching Ray.
Scorching Ray.
Aww.
So the last
Scorching
2
Ray.
beams get like sort of pushed a little bit by the wind, and they go a little bit wide. Or maybe you were compensating for it. It's hard to tell. But the one beam absolutely hit him. The other 2 beams went a little bit wide, and he's now panicking, attempting to get some of the little scorched embers off of his clothing before anything bad happens.
Zax is gonna yell over to him, "Better drop it, you're gonna explode!"
Yeah, you from personal experience working with Par know that this guy is carrying around a sack full of accelerants. It's like that is an oil drum with tubes that he's got in his arms.
This is 100% why I'm shooting fire magic at this guy.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
And that will be my turn. Oh
So-
wait, no. The spider mount is going to once again take another whack at this guy.
Yeah. Roll to hit. Yeah, 11 hits. Roll damage. Yeah. It doesn't hit 3 damage. It's like, fuck.
And that will be my turn.
All right, Syces, you're up. Keeper is on deck.
All right.
Alright. Cool. Boop doop. Syces is going to move up to just about here. Just a little bit further up. Right there. Gonna use another bardic inspiration on our friend Rail.
Nice.
And then
I feel inspired.
yeah. Inspire. I definitely saw where Bromo was, right?
You did see where he was. Yeah, he was in the tree up here.
Yeah, okay. Syces is going to cast Moonbeam right there.
Yes!
You all know. Some of you know that I have sounds for this.
At level 3.
Jesus!
Oh no!
Oh no. Yeah. Oh Christ. So you reach out with your magic. Giant beam comes down from the moon, slams into that area. Constitution save DC 15. Then take an extra 5, so it's 18 radiant damage as that whole tree just gets absolutely lit the fuck up. This beam crashing into it, a bunch of the leaves that are on the tree just dissolve, and a bunch of the branches that are there are also just stripped clean off of it. And yeah, from what you can see, you don't see him. Like, this massive, like, fucking moonbeam, like, slams down into the tree, into the whole area around where he was, and just, like, strips the whole tree down, but you don't
It's-
vision of him.
It itself is a concentration spell that is placed there
Yep.
and is still going. And anybody that might be concentrating on a spell, such as invisibility, would have to take concentration saving throws.
Yeah, so it's like, is it that or is it no? Because it's within 5 feet of the point you choose. So it's that big. Yeah, that whole fucking tree.
That was
whole
that was
ass
where
tree
what's his
doesn't
name
make
was
it.
standing, right?
That is where Bromo
Yes.
Nubs was. That is the tree he was in
Okay.
when you saw him. That whole tree got disintegrated. You don't see any sign of him though.
Oh, he must have booked it then. Dang it. Alright, well, that's my turn. That's my turn.
Okay. Moonbeam. And then it's Keeper. Floop is on deck.
All right. What sort of check would it be to try and find him?
That would be
Survival.
perception. If
Perception?
you wanted to
Like, if I'm
visually
looking
spot
for,
him,
like-
it's perception. If you're looking for tracks or other signs of him, that's a survival check.
Yeah. It would be like you said, because Zax, you said he went invisible, right?
I did.
So he still should be. If he's still there, he still should be like making noise, and disturbing twigs and stuff like that.
That's correct.
But-
That is actually very correct because he didn't use greater invisibility. He just used
And-
invisibility, so he's still making noise and he would still leave tracks.
And Easy Trail is not active right now because it's a concentration spell.
That's correct.
But so it would be a survival check to see.
If you
If I
can,
can
if you
find
can
him.
spot any. Well, I mean, it's also you're that far away from where he was,
Well,
and
yeah, but I
there's
can
a wind
move
wall
closer.
between you. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you wanted to run to that spot to where he is,
Oh, wait.
using
It's not a
your
concentration
movement, you could get all the way over there, and then you could use your bonus action to do a survival check to see if you can spot him.
Okay.
Wax dude's on the way.
I was
The sur-
incorrect. Easy Trail is not concentration.
Oh, is it not?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Oh, it's still
Um,
active then. It affects.
All right.
Oh, it's
would've
anyone
wanted
within a range,
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
would have wanted to drop it. If that's
Um,
even possible.
I'll allow that. I'll say that, yeah, that when combat started, you dropped it.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, the second he vanished, you were like, no. And
No.
dropped
and then
that
the
spell.
fucking trees come back just no.
Yeah, the trees suddenly stand up straight. Are you leaping to that position?
Yep.
You do make it there, but you take 2 bludgeoning damage. You land pretty
Okay.
hard.
All right. Bah. All right.
You flip out of the tree. You land a little harder than you expected, so you take 2 bludgeoning.
Yeah, all right. Fair. So I'm gonna land there. I'm going to use a key point to use Flurry of Blows to use my bonus action.
Okay.
I'm going to make a first attack against the Bad Piper.
Okay.
I know what I see what he's doing.
Boop.
That hits. Roll damage.
All right, and I'm going to spend a key point to stunning. Wait, do I roll stunning strike after damage or before? Hold on.
You don't roll stunning strike, you just Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, well,
it's-
no, it has to succeed on a Constitution saving throw.
You roll it after the to hit goes through if you'd
Okay.
like.
Yeah, I want to do a stunning strike
Okay.
to stun him.
You can also choose to use stunning strike after you've seen whether or not it hits.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
well,
So
yeah,
now that it's hit, you want to use Stunning Strike, which is... What does that do?
cost me a key point, and it has to succeed on a, I think, DC 15 Constitution saving throw, or it becomes stunned.
Or it becomes
Until-
stunned.
Until the beginning of until the end of its next.
Till the
turn, I
end
think.
of my next turn.
Yeah.
Okay, does it still do damage?
It still does.
Just when I hit another creature with a melee weapon attack, so I hit, so I imagine it still does damage.
Okay. So it would still do the 7 force damage that you did, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he dies. he had a very
So
small
then
amount of HP left.
So then I wouldn't spend the
To do the stunning strike? Yeah.
No. That said, I did see this thing blow up, right? The thing that he was carrying?
Oh yeah, you saw when he fucking honked into it that it launched out a lob of volatile flaming chemicals that exploded on impact.
Can I grab it and throw it
into the woods, around this area?
Yeah. Actually, now okay. So since I'm using my bonus action. I have 2 attacks from my bonus action.
Okay.
That was my first attack.
And you want your second one to be grab and throw the bad pipes.
Yeah, but I want to. Can I now use my action? Trying to find him with my survival check. That would be my action, right?
Your standard action, yeah.
Yeah, that's me. So I turn, look, try and see. I'm gonna roll survival to see if I can figure out where he is.
Okay. So, I mean, the tree got disintegrated by a giant moonbeam, and looking over into that area, you're thinking that obviously if he turned invisible and he's attempting to make a retreat with a 9 in survival, he might be still within this area.
All right,
if you want to whip the fucking bad pipes over there.
Yep.
Okay, roll me... It's athletics. You're throwing stuff. It's athletics. You have to roll me athletics.
It is, but I need to use my wisdom saving. I need to make it because I'm using my arms. I use my wisdom instead of strength.
That's right. Yeah, because you're using your spectral arms.
Yep.
Get him.
Wisdom. Oh my god. Do it.
What am I supposed to roll? Do I click athletics? But
roll a d20 and then add your wisdom modifier.
Yeah, add your wisdom modifier and proficiency if you have proficiency in athletics.
Bare bones.
Slash roll 1d20.
Yep, and then plus
space plus 7?
No space.
Or just
roll.
1d20.
You can do +7. I'm pretty sure. Just
yeah. Slash roll space 1d20 plus 7 16. Okay. You.
Jesus, 7.
That was a DC 16, my man. You made it. Yeah. You grab a volatile sack full of accelerant that is currently has a pilot light still attached to it, and you whip it over into the woods in that area. It lands, blowing the shit out of that place. Hang on, let me draw some fire. So you blew the shit out of that area. Let's just for the folks at home so they could see the fucking madness going on in this part. So that part of the woods is now on fire. There is quite literally napalm filling that area of the trees. And is that all you've got? Is that your turn? Is that it?
Yeah, that's my turn. That was my bonus action and my action. I'm just trying to see if it catches him.
This poor fucking forest.
If it catches him, there's a concentration check.
It blows up a huge section of the trees there. Let's see.
But no sign of what's his name.
You don't see anything. No.
Okay.
As you blow that area up, you don't see anything. Floop, you're up. Garrick is on deck, and then Vrail's after.
Okay.
What you doing, Floop?
I can do bonus action and normal action as long as it's not concentration, right? If I want to keep my wall up.
If you're concentrating on a spell, it's literally you don't do anything to keep it going. It just means you can't do another concentration spell without replacing it, and every time you take damage, there's a chance you might lose it. You can drop it as a free action. It doesn't cost you anything.
I'm going to cast Healing Word on Vrail.
What do you say that heals Vrail?
Yeah, what's the word you use when you heal him?
Sparkles!
Now I'm taking psychic damage. Thanks.
All right. Yeah. Healing word, baby.
Yeah.
Then this one is kind of tricky because it doesn't say a specific area. It says that I can target one creature, object, or magical effect within range.
Okay. Dispel magic. Ooh. Yeah, you choose a creature, an object, or a magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target then ends. For every spell of 4th level or higher, you have to make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends. Now, it's one creature, object, or magical effect within 120 feet. The downside is you do need to see it.
No, it doesn't. It says choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. It does not say that you can see.
I don't know.
I mean,
It doesn't
No,
specify
I've
that
been
you need to
looking
see
through
it.
all
It doesn't
of my-
specify that
all
you
of
need
my
to see
stuff.
it. It doesn't specify that you don't.
But
You know
it
what?
would specify that you would
It
need
does,
to see
though.
it.
There
It
are
does
plenty
in
of
all
other
of my
things to
spells
say.
that I've been trying to figure out how to
Yeah.
get rid of invisibility. If she can say that asshole that's invisible and cast it on him, and he's in 120 feet, it targets it properly. He'd still have to make it like it's a DC. Like there's a roll
Yeah.
involved.
On
So it's up to you still though.
or lower.
DM.
So I'm double checking whether or
Yep.
not Dispel Magic works on an invisible target. And the people at Wizards on Twitter came back with if you can somehow detect the target, then yes. You still must be able to target the target of your spell. Like, it still must be a targetable thing, because Dispel Magic is not an area of effect spell. You cannot choose Magic Missile at, quote, any orcs in the room, and you can't Dispel Magic, quote, any invisibility effects in the room. You have to be able to pick your specific target to cast the spell. Now, you know that someone is using invisibility, but you don't know where they are.
On the other hand, Bless is yours. Is worded exactly the same, and it's ruled that you don't have to be able to see them. It says Bless says you bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range.
How can you
and it
target
just-
what you can't see?
That's entirely up to you, DM.
yeah.
And
I
we're
mean,
gonna go with whatever you say.
I'm going to say, because it's not an area of effect spell, and you can't physically see the target that you're attempting to hit with your spell, or the effect that's being used, so it's like, for example, the wind wall. That's a visual thing you can see. The moonbeam that you can see there. That's like, you can see that, so it can be targeted by your Dispel Magic. Because you don't know where the target is, you can't target them with a Dispel Magic. It has to be a targeted creature, object, or magical effect within range of 120 feet. And if you can't target them, then you can't cast the spell on them.
That's why I was asking.
Yep.
So can I use my last action to try to find where he is with survival?
Yeah, if you want, you can roll a survival. The DC is increased a little bit because there is a huge moon space beam hitting a thing and a bunch of fire now.
Space beam.
Space beam.
I called it a mood beam.
A mood beam.
Because it's Braille's mood right now.
With an 11 survival, like, for all intents and purposes, he should be dead. We don't know. Like, he turned invisible and then you blew up the woods. Like, if he was alive, like, and he was in there, he's gone now. Like, it's hard to tell.
It's going to be the end of my turn because I want to keep the wall of wind up because there are still people with crossbows.
That is correct. All right.
There is one person with a crossbow.
There's one guy with a crossbow left, which is fine. Garrick goes up, still continuing to, like, gotta crank it up, using his bonus action to get that thing turning, and then opens up against... Oops, I'm still on draw. Let's grab and delete that. It opens up against this guy that's standing over on the edge. His AC is that, so then when he fires at that hits. He does 6 piercing damage as it hits into that guy. And Yeah, he still doesn't want to move because he doesn't want to get bonked. So Vrail, you're up.
Oh, creature you can see, creature you can see, creature you can see. For fuck's sakes. All my shit, okay. Well, Vrail's mad. If she
fair.
she were a barbarian, she'd be raging.
She would rage right now.
I mean, she is raging, but it does no extra. So, what does this give me? Really should have been looking at this. Damn. Alright, well. Vrail goes 15, 20, whoop! Right up to
Oh,
this
God.
guy and slaps the shit out of this guy.
Slaps the shit out of him.
With a level 2. Yeah, a level 2 smite in it.
Get it. Do it.
Yeah, I will. Which is, I'm going to say the.
To hit.
Oh, well, one moment. I'm going to say, after you see. Okay, great. Yeah. All right. Roll this.
Oh goodness, yeah, that hits.
All right.
Roll that damage.
And then 4 slashing. Plus.
And then
3d8. Plus 17.
Jesus Christ. So you run up to this
radiant.
guy
Radiant damage.
with your fucking thing and just like down on him. He doesn't make it, dog. He had a sizable amount of HP, but that was fucking 21 damage. He's out. He didn't survive that.
Well.
Not after getting shot.
Let's see, what have I got? That's no, don't roll it. I want to see it. I'm looking for bonus actions here, because yeah, bonus actions. What's this? Action. Bonus action. I'm gonna slap a good ol'. Nah, you know what? Nah, there's no point in doing that. Everybody's fucking dead, basically. There's action. Melee attack. Action. Good God.
10 seconds.
Yep. I'm gonna move the other, 5 feet or so, and that'll be the end of my turn. Looking at this guy who's afraid of me still.
Yes, he is. It is now the goons. The fucking 2 that are still there.
There's 3.
3.
Well, I mean, there's 2 of them that are still frightened. There's 4 still on the map.
Oh.
I mean, that one's close enough to the
yeah,
edge. He
there's
just
way over
fucking
there.
makes it off into the woods. This guy is going to 5, 10, 15,
Vrail don't care.
20, 25. He's going to come back 5, 10. And the other one is going to make some attacks towards Garrick. That hits. Oof. 5 bludgeoning and... God, again with the 20s. 4 bludgeoning, so that's 9 bludgeoning altogether on poor Garrick. So his attacks just... into the side of him. And he spits at him in anger. And the last one that's there...
Attack of opportunity.
Yep. roll your attack, my man.
19.
Oh, that hits. Yeah. Good lord.
12 force damage.
So he turns like, there, and down he goes. So he would have died right there. Blah.
Nice.
All right,
Just like karate chop him in the neck as he runs.
Zax, you're up.
Okay. So,
Whoopah.
I'm just double checking the movement. So I'm gonna saunter back up to these guys, and I'm like,
you wouldn't want to. You want to get flame broiled, do you? Well, too bad. Better cover your ears. And I.
Hey, Square.
And I
Come on in. Get a seat.
And I cast Thunder Wave.
Thunder. Thunder Wave. Ho!
Level 1.
Thunder. All right. Level 1. 3 Thunder. They got to make a DC 15 Constitution save or they get shoved. Yeah, these guys are technically thugs. Nope. And also nope. They get pushed 10 feet.
10 feet away.
Eh. And
Wouldn't
they
that
both
one
take
be on a
3
die?
damage. Is that right?
Yep.
All right, so that's 1 minus 3. And
I
minus
believe,
3.
would that also proc attacks of opportunity from the other 2 people near me?
No, because
Not
they're pushed.
Not for
They're not
movement like
moving.
this.
Yeah,
okay.
they're being like only if they're moving of their own volition out of the range.
Your boy's
Just
been
making
lurking.
sure.
Oh,
Thanks,
trust
Crier.
me.
Glad you unlearned.
And
I'm glad you like it. This is like Final Fantasy 14's got some sick music. Definitely got to go back for some more
a
stuff.
Realm Reborn level music. The music gets better with like every freaking expansion too.
Oh, I believe it. But it's like I gotta really pick and choose where I use some of it because some of the music is like, well, I mean, a lot of Final Fantasy music is huge orchestral sweeping stuff, which is awesome
Yeah.
in some cases. But like fighting a bunch of halflings in the woods, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want like God is coming down to slap me music. I want something a little different.
Yeah.
And the little Eldritch turret will start making its way back over to me, but it can only get about that far.
Okay. Is that your turn?
That will be my turn.
Sciences.
That's me.
That's you.
Uh.
Where did I put that?
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's in here. There it is. Okay.
I have a sneaking suspicion that we have lost Chase on our favorite shithead who needs to die.
Everybody's favorite shithead.
I
Yeah.
was so gonna.
Yeah. Well. I don't want
Could
to.
probably catch him, but I do not want to leave you guys.
I do not want to explode any more of the forest. So,
You don't want to move it over to other.
I mean, I thought about it, but then I'd blow up another tree. I don't want to blow up another tree if it's not gonna, if it's gonna not be of any use. He could have just ran by this point.
And you absolutely can move your moonbeam over to where those 2 guys are standing. There's
yeah,
no
right.
trees where they're standing. if that makes you feel any better.
That's true. All right, let's just blast them.
Just
All right.
IR
So,
cannon, just
so anyways, I started blasting.
So anyways, I started
You could
blasting.
absolutely put it right on top of that guy there.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, dope.
Wow.
So yeah, we're gonna zoom out just a touch here, so that folks can see a little bit more about what's going on. And then we're gonna come back here. We're gonna grab this, and we're gonna grab. There we go. This thing. We're gonna cram that over there, and the word moon is gonna come over there. So. Suddenly, the moonbeam that was absolutely disintegrating a tree over there briefly stops for a moment and then reappears over in that direction. On top of those poor assholes. What's the damage on that again?
Hang on. It's still a level 3 moonbeam.
Oh Jesus!
So,
right. So you
yeah.
gotta re-roll the damage for it. Let me.
Wham.
Yes.
Yeah.
What, 3d10 then?
So that's 1 radiant plus 13, so it's 14 damage, and they have to make Constitution save 15 against it. Oh, are they gonna make it? Nope. And also nope. So they they both take. Oh no! Oh no! All right. Well, how do you want to do it?
The beam of the moon floods down, and they're gone. They're dust. They have been moon dusted, as it were.
Let's turn this bad boy up and get one that's obnoxiously loud. And there it is. An impossibly dangerous beam of moon energy just like slams down from the sky and just obliterates these guys, turning them into just some fucking dust in the wind. These poor little fellows. You did it.
We did it.
You killed these guys.
And not
Again?
Robo-Nubs.
You did it. You did it. You did it. Yeah, something Spanish. You did it. You did it. Yeah. Sorry.
As I like look around and notice that like there's like no way that Vrail cares to go after the guy.
Yeah.
Keeper. Sorry.
He definitely saw that was turning sideways real quick, and
Yeah.
was like, yeah, and like fucked right off.
I'm gonna use a full lay on hands on myself.
Oh, nice. Bringing it up.
Yep. By 20 hit points.
Keeper turns to Floop and yells.
Fuck this shit out.
Can you help me put this fire out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just raises her hand to indicate 1 minute.
Zax will command his little mini turret to hop up onto his spider mount, and he will go and start trying to help put out the fire.
Yeah. How are you guys going to approach putting out the fire?
It's
I will run circles around it really, really fast, using multiple dash actions.
God damn it.
To try and suffocate it with my the wind speed that I'm.
Dispel magic is
No, it's an accident. I wanted to kill.
Because I was about to tell you, like, it's you
Jump,
know
jump,
from the fight that it's not a magical fire that was used. It's an alchemical flame. Zax, as you are familiar with the accelerant that was used to create this and the item in question, that this is effectively a small patch of napalm. Well, small's relative. It's a patch of napalm in the woods that is on fire, that throwing water on it regularly might have limited success.
Hence why I am trying to suffocate it.
So
I'm gonna try something.
Oof, that's a big spell.
It's a real big spell.
Ooh, let's see.
40-foot radius.
No, it's also a level 3 spell.
Trapped oxygen. A sleet storm. Ooh. Until the spell ends, freezing rain and sleet fall in a 20-foot-tall cylinder with a 40-foot radius centered on the point you choose within range. The area is heavily obscured, and exposed flames in the area are doused. The ground in the area is covered in slick ice. Yeah, you know what?
Straight up says exposed flames in the area are doused.
Yeah, this is like I'm going to say some versions of napalm, not all of them. Some versions of napalm work underwater. But this massive accelerant, you see as like the sleet storm starts pounding down into the ground. As it's coming down in like thick sheets of ice and freezing rain, forming like ice on the ground. At first, as it's pelting into the fire, it sizzles out, and the fire is like persisting, but after about 20 seconds or so of it continuously coming down, that eventually it starts to die, and then that area is now covered in a sheet of ice and snow.
Ah, wonderful.
That was a lot better than my idea.
I was worried that the fire would grow out of control.
Also, was Keeper still like sprinting across that ice well?
No, I was running around it in circles, like
trying to run around it in circles. Yeah, the flame
It
was
is a
persisting even though you
40-foot
were
radius.
doing it. Keep her on ice.
yeah, I got a 65-foot movement speed doubled to 130
Yep,
when I'm
and-
dashing. So if I just keep dashing around it in circles,
And it's
I can
a
run pretty fast.
40-foot radius zone.
Yeah.
Zax will come over to this other bagpiper and make
Yeah.
sure that like his thing isn't going to explode.
Yeah. Radius is from center to out.
So that's 40.
Yeah. So it would be 40 feet in all directions. Yeah. So if you go to 80, that's how wide this sleet storm would be. If like the center of it was in and around there. Like it's a big area. It covers a big fucking space. But yeah, you fucking hail down sleet and ice into that area, and it just covers the whole space, eventually putting it all out and leaving that part of the woods a little chilly. As you are doing this, Garrick is attempting to release some of the overturned heat from the steam-assisted crank gun that he had, accidentally burning a bit of his hand.
Oof.
And he goes, ah, booger. And he shakes his hand a little bit. Thankfully, he's wearing large gloves, so it wasn't so bad. But yeah. So you now find yourselves in the woods, standing atop the ruination of a bunch of fucking halfling thugs and thieves and bagpipers. And with that, ladies and gentlemen...
Wait,
what's
I
up?
want to do something really important.
Yeah,
is
me
it?
too.
What would you
Really
like
quick.
to do?
I'm gonna cast a little something called Sending.
Oh.
And I would like
in
to
my fucking woods.
I'm gonna send a message to Mr. Bromo Nubs.
Ooh. Yeah, because you just have to know the target. You don't need to know
Yep.
where they are.
You just
They
need to
could
be
be on a
familiar with
different
them.
plane.
You just need to be familiar with them, and they're on the
Mhm.
same plane as you. If they're not, you have to, like, make a check.
So Cyaces speaks. Hello, Bromo. I'm sure from wherever you're standing, wherever you happen to be, that you saw that large beam of light come down and obliterate that tree. If we ever see your face again, I will not hesitate to ensure that you are the next target of that beam. Goodbye.
Now he can respond. 25 words.
Good
He can
luck.
respond. yeah.
You can respond.
Basically, yeah, you hear as you're just like, then if I fucking see you again, I'm going to incinerate the shit out of you with this moonbeam. And then the response you hear across the wind.
Good luck.
Yeah, whatever. I don't need it. I see it. It is on site. Zero hesitation. It is on site.
It is on. It is
That
on like
ti-
Donkey Kong.
That tiny shitty little man is dead.
He
Dead
will not-
ass dead.
He will not escape us again.
I give Cyaces a pat on the back, like with approval, because she overheard what she said. Because
Oh, I'm sure you all
speak-
heard
You
it.
speak to the wind, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And Vrail also gives Keeper a nod
Keeper returns the nod.
in agreement. Like, yeah.
Garrick manages
I
to sort of
recast-
fold up the device and add it back into his backpack. He goes, Skaz Grumbulgi.
And I recast Easy Trail.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to cast one last thing.
What's that? Good berry.
Good berry.
Yeah. You make some berries. Up to 10 berries appear, and they're infused with magic. And if you eat them, it feeds you for the day. And it also
And
heals
it
you.
restores hit points.
It restores some HP. Yeah.
Yeah, so I make 10 berries and I'm gonna offer them to those who need to heal a bit.
Vrail looks like, with the lay on hands, that she's still a little hurt, but no, like, not importantly so.
Keeper
Yeah.
will take 2.
Yeah, Kara.
Zax will
Keeper
pass
walks up.
up good berries until everybody else seems to be fully healed.
Keeper walks up, grabs 2 tiny little berries with 2 giant, massive spectral mantis arms.
Pimch.
Yeah, take 2 berries and call me in the morning.
Yeah, then I am good then.
Num 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 num.
Nom, nom.
Nom nom.
Yeah, and she's gonna offer them to Garrick, Sayaces, Zax.
Garrick will take one and give it like a close inspection with the sort of the fold-out lens in his helmet, and gives it a sniff before like plopping it into his mouth, and again with a like kind of aerates it, all 5 senses. Like he kind of like turns it over a little bit, and then he gives you a stern approval nod.
Does Floop look injured?
Hold on, let me check. She does look injured, but it's very minor. Like, I only got hit once, and everybody went bananas, so...
Yeah.
You touched our froggy.
They touched the froggy.
Don't touch my frog.
Alright, well, if nobody else is if nobody else looks super damaged, then Vrail takes 3 and eats 3.
Num 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 num.
Just for the sake of the role, please, she might have turned some berries into, like, pucks of beef jerky. So she can eat them.
Like, Vrail can eat good berries. They're magically... They're
magic
food.
Yeah, there's magic food.
She might... like, the only indigestion she might get it would be psychosomatic.
Burp sauce and glitter.
Berries.
Yeah.
Well, no, because she thinks that she's eating berries, right?
Yeah.
She has a
That's
weird
not-
dream at night about turning into cotton candy.
How dare you? That's horrifying.
Oh, it would be.
Oh, carnival!
Turns out Vrail is a fucking warlock this whole time, and that her patron is this like fluffy little squat unicorn. Nightmares. Nightmares.
Yeah, and at night, when she meets with her patron, she just realizes that she's in the unicorn level in Diablo 3.
Yeah.
There is no cow level.
Yeah. All right.
It's not a cow level, it's the unicorn level.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Yeah.
And with that, we will call our game for this evening. So thank you all so much for coming out to this. This was a huge amount of fun putting this together for you guys.
Love you guys.
Yay!
Love you guys a whole bunch.
Bye.
Woo. So once again, I have been, yawning. Blah. That was my energy starting to
Wayne.
peter out.
Your brain realized that
Dwayne.
it's the end of it, so now you're all like,
That's so yeah. As I dwindle out, good game, everybody. I have been your kind and benevolent DM this evening, Dr. Terawatt. We are joined by, of course, our wonderful players. Going down the list here, we've got a 1 Banshee Syaces Blue Leaf being played by a D20 Love Chew.
That's me. That's me. Good night, everybody. I love you. Please be well and be good to each other.
Hell yeah. And we've got a big ol' UNT Abomination Snake person being played by Spooty Poots.
I'm going to find and kill that fucking halfling.
Gonna eat that halfling.
Eat him.
And we've got our Grung Druid played by a 1 killing chick, Casey, and her character Floop.
I heal with friendship and sparkles.
Hell yeah. And we have our Thrycreen monk being played by Warden, playing Keeper.
Yada yada.
And last but certainly not least, we've got Shaskar playing our goblin artificer, Zax.
I'm going to go absolutely nuts if I have to name absolutely every single one of my little creations.
Maybe it's just his quirk. Like,
Maybe.
Yeah, this is it.
Maybe.
And thank you all so much for coming out. Thank you for your donations, your views, and bits and subscriptions. There's a link to our Discord down below if you want to join our community and hang out. We'll see you again tomorrow on our next live stream. End of line.